What's up, guys? And everybody else out there, what's going on?
Nothing. Rob, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on again. I'm a repeat guest.
You're regular.
Times.
What was it? The SNL? What is it? The Fab Five? What's the Five Timers Club?
I need
That's
three
you.
more, and then Chase, you got a coat for me?
We can make that work.
And a pipe.
There you go. Who were the five timers? I remember like Steve Martin, Tom Hanks at one point. There was a I guess
Alec Baldwin.
Baldwin,
Yeah.
that's right. He was always a good
Yeah, Tom
host.
Hanks, Steve Martin, Chevy Chase.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I'm sure.
I think Justin Timberlake. Yeah, he was one of the newer Five Timers in the Five Timers Club.
I could see that. He had some good skits too. All right, let's dive into the chat. How's everybody doing out there?
Good, Chase. I wanted to, before we get into the chat, congratulate you last week and Buff on a immensely successful live stream.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
How was that? Was that fun? Yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I actually played back some of it today, and I realized I had everybody else. And so last week we were on here on RGG, and everybody was saying I was too far away from my mic. So I got close to the mic, and now I've played it back, and I'm like, damn, I'm too loud in that live stream now. So now I'm trying to find the right distance from my microphone. So that's my biggest takeaway.
The audio. Well, they'll let us. The fans will let us know.
That's right. How's my audio tonight? Am I good here or am I good here? Which is the sweet spot, guys?
Yeah.
Let me know. But yeah, it was fun. We had a good time. It went. We had a lot of people in there with us, which was cool. Yeah, just really a great experience for being the first time out of the gate. So.
Well, we're going to be regulars, man. I'm looking forward to every Thursday with you guys. It was really fun. Great comedy, great chemistry, great storytelling. Yeah, you guys you hit a grand slam.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good flow too. Like, it just kept, it was like a mini documentary.
Yeah, right. We actually so we planned to have like different guests on, and then I called him. Well, actually, we recorded a little bit afterwards, and I was like, dude, I don't think we're going to be able to bring a guest into this. It was just like we barely got through the chat as it was, just the two of us there. So I think we're going to do some pre-recorded like interview stuff with guests, and then we'll have some people that come onto the lives, for like a limited window because it was just cruising. I mean, it made RGG's chat look slow, and I see it cruising right here, so that says a lot. But how's everybody that's viewing right now doing? We got 44 in here with us at the moment, so just gonna dive into some of these comments here.
So
we're on Rob's channel as well, which is awesome tonight. So got a mixture of viewers here. I'm definitely seeing a lot of new names, which is really cool.
Yeah, Gamer Aimer, appreciate she's in here tonight. N Squared Podcast. A lot of my friends are popping in there. It's awesome.
What's up, Heather?
Yeah, that's Nick, man. Hey, I know that guy.
Rob in there.
That guy's a loser.
Very nice. And
Rob, by the way, I'm digging your Whalers jersey. I'm loving it.
Yeah, Chase liked the hat the other video. I secretly showed you guys for. Well, that sounds weird. I say it like that, but.
He was fully clothed in that video, guys. So, it's not as weird as it might sound.
My Sega CD vid's coming out Thursday, and I was like, I'll just, why don't these guys just watch it instead of me like making them wait? It's like, you guys are my friends, so.
Well, you said it, so now I could spell it. Me and Chase and I, rather, we got the advanced showing. I can't tell you the content, no spoilers, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Spoiled it when he said what it was about already.
Oh no, they know. I post on a community page. It was a Sega CD Sega CD vid. So
they are. So
it's one of my favorite systems. It's so funny that you did that, and because you and I and Chase are so similar, I I should have been able to predict it was one of yours as well.
Oh man, thanks. Yeah. Hey, real quick, LL Cool Games is in here. Lindsay, hello. She switched over to your chat because your chat's better, Chase.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hello, cool. There we go. Gotcha right there. Start over, but yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing with our end. It's like we can over here like all the comments come in, together, so it's tough to see where they're coming from. But I guess if you're watching it from their end, yeah, it's split up. I never thought of that. They should really integrate everything. It's strange that they don't, since it's obviously all connected on here. You would think they'd get everything.
We got Pat and Steve are watching from the hospital.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Hello,
at the
gents.
Hospital visiting him.
Big shout out. Big shout out to you both.
Yeah.
Well, wishing you the best, Pat.
Absolutely.
He's getting better, man. He's I know they're rehabbing him up right now. I think he's going through the stages of getting back to walking. So
I was afraid. Yeah, I didn't want to ask, not because of bad news, but I didn't know how much you could share. Can you share a little bit, Rob? Yeah.
I think that's really mostly it right now. He's just back in the rehab facility, trying to get him back on his feet. Probably looking at about a month of that right now. So, and Steve said it's he seems to be in good spirits again, just kicking ass, man. He's just kicking ass as always. So
good. Yeah, it's one of those things, like we kind of have had the updates, but it's tough to gauge like what are we allowed to say and all that stuff. So I always try to just be very vague, but also not leave people hanging where they're concerned or and whatnot. So awesome job. Thanks for the support. Awesome. Yeah, we're rooting for you here, and can't wait to have you join us when you're out of there and feeling better. And for Paul here, so where are our audio issues tonight? Because this is something like always constantly driving me nuts now. Because
I know who's loud and who's quiet.
I know, right? Because everything's so stable. Like in as I monitor it, we all sound the same. But as I play things back, sometimes I'm like, oh, that was out of whack. I wish they would stabilize it better. But audio is fine to me. Okay, cool.
Chase is a bit quiet.
All right. Well, I can bring it in a little bit. I was concerned.
Get on top of that. Get in there.
I know, right? I didn't want to be too up close and personal here. Chase is quiet. Okay. Well, now I know. And I just turned things down a little bit because I was actually concerned about this. So now I'm making this note. Buff Bagwell, bring things down. RGG, bring things up. Let's see what we can do.
Endgame in the house. What's up, Endgame? Endgame's doing great things. I've been a big fan of his for a long time. If you haven't had the opportunity, subscribe to his channel.
There we go.
I am. I got a list from you, Joe, and I subbed everybody from that list.
Well, that goes both ways, Rob.
Yeah.
I subscribe to your guys also.
That's awesome. Who's dinging? Someone's dinging.
It wasn't me. I looked over at me. That was loud and clear, though.
Who's got the good updates, man? Come on.
No, I'm getting updates from. I got 2 games today, actually. I've got the Devils and I've got the Yankees. I got to keep an eye on.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, Chicago's first preseason's tomorrow night. So.
They haven't started yet? I thought the Blackhawks started already. Okay.
No, I start tomorrow night against Detroit. So.
Yeah, this is the Devils' 3rd one. So
I thought too they were going to name the Utah team. They still haven't named that team yet. They're just still Utah.
It's just hockey club right now. I have no idea.
It's so sad, man.
Do you remember when Washington, I don't even know if I could say it anymore, when their old team changed the name to the new team, but before it was Commanders, there was just the Washington football team.
They were the Washington,
For like 2 seasons, too. I'm imagining, I don't think it's going to go on 2 seasons, but they're probably going to have like some sort of a fan voting thing.
They were like the cereal on the low of the aisle there, very low.
Yeah, they'll have some sort of a fan thing, I would think. I'm so happy they got an organization in there. My wife just told me we're going to the Hockey Hall of Fame, so I can't wait for that. That'll be fun.
Nice. The one in Montreal or
Toronto?
Oh, okay. There's one in Montreal too, though, right?
There's one in Montreal, but the NHL, the Hockey Hall of Fame. I don't want to say the real one.
All hockey's Toronto.
Yeah, and then the
Okay.
U.S. has their own Hockey Hall of Fame, and Canada has their own Hockey Hall of Fame. But
This
the
is
hockey.
what the viewers tuned in for. They knew we were going to talk sports all night.
Well, it gives us a break from the wrestling, right? We're
Yes.
talking wrestling.
Well, since you brought that up, Chase.
Oh,
are you gonna tune in midnight tonight?
I'm probably gonna watch at least one episode tonight. Yeah, I got most of my editing done. I was editing all day long, so yeah, I'll probably watch at least one episode tonight.
You better stay awake. I'll be texting you.
All right. Yeah, I'll watch. We'll try to hit start at the same time then, so we can stay.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
tough
I know
when
you'll
tough when
be.
It's not on regular
Chase
TV.
and I, our greatest conversations happen at the witching hour, past midnight.
Always, yeah.
I've chimed
We're
in on some of those.
14-year-old. Yeah. During the day, we're stooges, but past midnight, we're theologians. We become these philosophers.
Yeah, I almost pulled the trigger on a text last night, but I was like, let him be, man, let him be. I was gonna ask your guys' thoughts on cannolis. It was just random in my head.
Oh, cannolis are safe. You can always ask that.
It was just
Oh,
random
yeah.
though, because we got guests coming in this week, and I don't know that they've had cannolis, and I was just like, I wonder if these guys do you guys like pistachios in yours?
I like pistachios. I like chocolate chips. I like
Okay.
them plain too. I
Okay.
like it with chocolate shells. I'm Italian, Rob. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
I mean,
Yeah, I was just
I
curious.
prefer, if I'm going to take a pastry, believe it or not, I prefer sfogliatelle. But the next best thing afterwards is ganol. So yeah,
Oh,
you could
yeah.
have texted me at 3 a.m. It would have been fine.
What are
I remember I
cannolis?
texted you
Oh,
guys
no.
to eat. What's that?
Yeah, right.
Paul Waller wants to know what are cannolis.
Oh, all right. Well, who wants to? We see Paul when two
That can't
people
be-
love each other.
Yeah, that can't be as serious. That can't be as serious. I don't believe that. Not for one
Never
bit.
heard of them at Paul Wall. Well, let's see if the chat works it out. This is why there's such a great community.
That's right. That's right. It's
Right.
an Italian pastry, but I'm not going to elaborate. We'll see if it gets sorted out on its own over here.
60-minute
Brian.
discussion of the definition of cannoli. Hey, that's retro gaming lore. I know him, man. Uh-oh.
Oh, I know Retro Gaming. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. They're in the house. Cool.
And Brian,
Adam
yeah, I'm not
Seltz.
surprised about that, Brian.
You got a little donation there, buddy. $10.
Ooh, love you guys from Adam. Thank you so much. Really appreciate
Adam.
that. Very kind of you. And how's my? I did alter my audio levels here. Does it come through that way, or do I sound exactly the same?
You're asking. Yeah. I mean,
I'm asking them, and they can think about it before they respond, because we're gonna hit them with this.
Hold on, goddammit. Can I see what I'm seeing? Am I seeing what I'm seeing? Am I seeing what I'm seeing? Damn, you looking fine. You looking fine. You looking fine. You looking fine. Damn, you looking fine. You looking fine. You looking fine. You looking fine.
Cream-filled Italian pastry. That's yeah.
Gamer Aimer, man. You guys should sub to
you
that
go.
channel, man. That's the channel right there.
Check it
Okay.
out as soon as this is over.
I
Yeah,
will.
she's a gem, man.
Sounds about the same to Biggie. And Biggie, how you doing? We were wondering where you were. Was it yesterday? All my
Yeah,
days are blending
yesterday.
together. Yesterday, that's right.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
good
was
to hear from him.
concerned.
Yep. But Chase, that's a pretty good reflection of the community you've built here, man. Is that when one member goes missing, even for like just a couple nights, man, people are like, "Whoa," you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's incredible.
Exactly. It's very cool that everybody connects in that way. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Chase, send
Yeah.
Paul some cannolis.
Let's
What's
make
that?
this the new cheesecake. Ganol.
Cannolis. Well,
I
only
think
if we
Paul-
can
is
send
Paul
him.
in the UK. There's I always get. Is it Paul that's in the UK, or is it Brian that's in the UK, or is it both? UK would
I
be
thought
a
it
tough
was-
one for me to send cannolis to. That's for sure.
I thought it was both.
Tough to keep tabs. I was feeling under the weather yesterday, but I'm good now. Probably something I ate. Yeah, my family's been under the weather all week. Actually, I was feeling pretty crappy yesterday and most of today, and then tonight I'm feeling pretty good. Must have been the spaghetti I had for dinner. Can't go
It
wrong
is.
with
It's
that.
the extra virgin olive oil.
There you
It's
go.
like penicillin.
That'll do
Yeah.
it, right?
Maybe did you put the sausage in there?
I did not. It was last minute sort of dinner deal for the kids.
Oh,
And I
okay.
was like, spaghetti pasta is always safe here. I think it's safe everywhere, but especially in
yeah.
our house.
I'm gonna get a bit. I know I am. I got both kids that are sick, or one coming. Just he's not sick anymore, but my younger guy is now. I know I'm gonna get bit with the.
Oh yeah, it's coming, man.
Yeah.
My family's
Yeah.
been sick like 2 weeks, and I thought I dodged it. And then, like 2 nights ago, I started coughing a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, here it is."
That's
I'm
me.
always the late
Incubation.
one, though.
I'm the same way, Chase. Incubation's always like I'm the latest. Yeah. I get it like a month later. It's like what the hell.
Bad chicken, never a good thing.
But yeah, you better watch 2 tonight, Rob. We've got the Vince McMahon documentary, so it's midnight. Chase talked about it with Buff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Vince went on and basically promoted it inadvertently with his tweet. Did you hear his tweet, Rob?
I didn't see it. No.
Oh, it was great. I'm gonna pull it up for you. It was that
My
good.
Twix, that's what we like to call it, is
I like Twix too.
I use it just to promote what I can for myself or my friends, and then I'm never on it. I'm never on it at all. So
Yeah,
I have
Joe
Lysol in
does
my
everything for that on RGG. I have no knowledge of. I just actually just messaged him before this, like an hour ago, and was like, "Can you check something on Twitter for me?" So like send me screenshots because I don't want another app on my phone not because I don't. It's just like I know that I'll tune into it, and it's like Instagram. It just like takes over your life, and you just start scrolling through nonsense, and it's like I already have enough trouble staying focused and getting stuff done. So
I don't have
unless I
Instagram.
have access to.
Yeah, no, I agree. If I had that, forget it. Chase, do you permit me to read this?
Vince, yeah, go ahead.
I don't regret participating in this Netflix documentary. The producers had an opportunity to tell an objective story about my life and the incredible business I built, which were equally filled with excitement, drama, fun, and a fair amount of controversy. Unfortunately, based on an early partial cut that I've seen, this documentary falls short and takes the predictable path of conflating the Mr. McMahon character with my true self, Vince. A lot has been misrepresented or left out entirely in an effort to leave viewers intentionally confused. The producers are typically using editing tricks to take footage and comments out of context to make sound bites. In an attempt to further their misleading account, the producers use a lawsuit based on an affair I ended as evidence that I am, in fact, Mr. McMahon. I hope the viewers will keep an open mind and remember that there are 2 sides to every story.
I thought it was a good tweet considering, the subject.
Good tweet?
I thought so. You don't think
Chase,
so?
I was salivating. Oh, of course. But when I read the tweet, I was like, I knew I didn't forget. It didn't slip my mind that the doc dropped at midnight. But when I read it, that tweet, I was like, oh man, now I gotta see what's going on.
I don't know that it's as controversial though as what everybody's predicting it to be, because there's already 68 pages published publicly on every allegation again. It's
the
like, you're not
deposition.
going to get more information, I don't think, on that side of things. You're just going to get more insight into, the man behind
He
those
is,
allegations.
and you and Buff touched on this. Yeah. And that's, but this is like an inside peek. I'm hoping anyway, to pull back the curtain. But guys, marks like us, we know Vince, who he is by now. You know what I mean? Right. So that's my hope. My hope is like, what can you tell me that I don't already know or may not already know about Vince McMahon for the past 40 years being a fan?
Right. It's a promotional stunt. Yeah, I think that it's that, yeah, for sure, because you're going to get people that don't care, about this stuff that are going to tune in and watch this. And then you're also going to get, I think they're also going to be able to kind of end that era of Vince McMahon and start something fresh with Netflix. I think it really makes a lot of sense when you really kind of peel back the layers of it. And for Michelle, why release at midnight? I think it's just because Netflix said that they were releasing it on the 25th, and the 25th for the East Coast is midnight, so they're dropping it. I think they're also just dropping all the episodes at once as well. It's not going to be like a weekly thing, which for content creators sucks because we can't possibly dive into all of it at once. At least I know I won't be able to with at least by Thursday when I go live with Buff anyways. So that sucks for us. But I like the Vice setup where it was like we're just going to give you a little bit at a time. And, string you along. I actually like that. I just don't have I think this is 6 parts, right? So 6 hours. I don't have that in one shot. So.
It's 6 hours. Yeah, but I'm like that with all documentaries and sitcoms and newer shows. I like the older school way. You're the same way, Rob, right? You would rather pace it out one by one per week rather than binge 12 episodes.
I like knowing I have it in my back pocket, though. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, it's tough. Plus, I've always watched big shows like Breaking Bad. I would watch those in 3 days. I wouldn't watch them as they inch their way out of the game.
Is that worth it? My wife's been trying to get me to watch that
watched
now.
it? Yeah, it's 100% worth it.
It is?
I think so. Rob, what do you
think? All right,
think?
I'll give it.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I've actually been to. I was stationed in New Mexico, so I actually went out and visited where they filmed all the places in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show. I don't think that it's I don't know. I don't want to say it's overhyped, but it's not Sopranos for me. Sopranos is just the best show ever in my mind. So it's not that level, but it's still a classic. It's definitely, top notch.
Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire, shows like that I could rewatch. But
yes.
But Breaking Bad,
new things in there too.
Yeah, Breaking Bad, I got through it and I was like, all right, good job, guys.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's got a lot of cool stuff going on, but it's not
some humor.
I watched it, all the way through one time. Sopranos I watch every year.
Chase, would you believe me? Would you believe me if I told you me and Michelle for the very first time just got into Sopranos 2 years ago?
Oh wow,
that's I don't know if I'd want you to publicly say that on here. But, I am going to judge you just a little bit, Joe.
Just 2 years ago, yeah. When we were younger, there was that whole Rob, you might know this, Knights of Columbus. They said that negatively characterized Italians, and there was a little boycott. And I was a part of that. I was not vocal about it, but I'm I'm not.
I don't know,
Italians don't act that way.
I grew up in Chicago around some of those Knights of Columbuses, man, and it's not too far of a stretch of reality.
Well, when we watched it, me and Michelle, every episode, we felt like fools. We're like, how the heck did we not get into this at the height of its popularity?
Yeah. I'm so into mafia style stuff anyways, but even without that element, just the dinner table scenes are just hysterical. And I think of it as more of a comedy than anything. You have somebody like Paulie who's clearly psychotic, but also the funniest person on the show as well.
Yeah. When
we were recording lines. Yeah.
He rolled up on what's his name about getting the money from the dinner that one night. He rolled up on him on the street in his car. It was telling him what he owed for dinner. Paulie was supposed to pay for dinner,
And then the next time they went out, they ended up killing the waiter outside, and they just took the money anyway.
Yes. Yeah. He threw a brick at his head.
He's so cheap, man.
He threw a brick at his head, and then he pumped 2 bullets into him, and then he takes off after Chris, or no, Chris takes off after Paulie. That's half my money, Paulie.
Yeah. We were doing lines last week from the show, Chase and I, about when he goes when they're in the bakery. He's like, look at this.
The fake Starbucks.
Sfogliatellis, cappuccino, espresso.
Oh, yeah.
We invented this. They were eating Puzzi before we showed them
our cuisine, yeah.
The gift of our cuisine.
Yeah, it's such a good show. And there's a great pinball table as well. I got it on here, and it's my favorite pinball table.
Well, that's the one Anthony. Yeah. Anthony wants.
I think they're $8,000 if you can even track one down. But
jeez.
Yeah, it's a classic table. The only downside is they got voice actors to do the the audio cuts. It's not like the actual guys. That's the only thing I would be critical of. But
they're real actors, especially Gandolfini. He just, talk about a guy that just owns and eats the camera up. Yeah. Each and every scene that he's on, they're all great in their own right, don't get me wrong, but Gandolfini in particular, when I watched it, I'm like, man, what a brilliant actor.
Matthew, give it a chance, because I think it is comedy. I guess maybe I'm
It's
showing how sick my humor is, but
it's dark comedy.
it's dark comedy, right?
Well, take it from me. Take it from me. Like I didn't want to get into it either. I was reluctant because I thought it negatively, whatever. But when I got into it, I wound up saying, "Wow, I wish I got into this, when it was brand new."
Well, Matthew
Joe was
talks
outside
about
Satriali's with a picket sign when I was doing premieres.
and Bryce Hall, on the other hand,
shouting Italian obscenities.
Uh,
No, Matthew Smith makes a good point though. He likes some comedies that he pointed out in there too. Parks and Rec, The Office, those are his style shows. So yeah,
Very
those
nice.
are hilarious too. So
yeah, they are good ones. I've only watched a little bit of Big Bang Theory, but
Yeah.
always enjoyed it.
I
It's one of those
I
I
bailed
haven't
out
watched.
on that.
Did you? Yeah,
I got
haven't watched it from
3
like start
seasons
to
in.
finish.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so you watched at least somewhat in order, and then you bail. See, I've only seen
Yeah.
like random episodes, so I'm like, I don't really get the connections. I definitely don't get the full effect of it. So
Yeah. It was good, and it just kind of was like, I don't know, man. How many more days can I keep watching, these nerds? I get it, right? Like, they're super smart, and they got all this going on for them. But then it was just going nowhere, you know what I mean? It was just kind of like, it was like Friends, the show Friends, but it was in a library, kind of like never ending. I don't know.
that's funny.
Hey, there's Danny boy.
Danny, what's going on, man?
Guys,
What's up, Danny?
why is he questioning?
We are all
I
guys
don't-
here. I don't know.
I don't know. What is it? The suspense is killing us.
Not much of a binge watcher as I used to be. Yeah, it's I just started watching the Vince Vaughn show with my wife, and I didn't realize because I guess we were so far behind on it that I didn't realize they were doing it week by week. So now we're caught up, and it's like, oh man, we got to wait till whatever days it comes out.
What
So,
is that? The one on Apple TV?
Yeah,
I was going to
it's-
ask, which one
Yeah.
is that, Chase?
We got that
It's-
queued up, man.
It's called like Bad Monkey or something.
Bad
which I
Monkey,
don't-
yeah,
yeah, which I don't get because I have fallen asleep a couple times, not because it's boring, it's because we watch it super late at night, but I don't know why it's called Bad Monkey because as I recall, there's no monkeys in it, unless I missed something. I could be just totally missing something, but anyways, it's a great show. It was a little bit slow to start off, but Vince Vaughn for me is one of those actors that like I could just watch him like read the phone book. He's just
Yeah,
hilarious in
dude.
his delivery. He doesn't have to say stuff that's necessarily. It's just the way he delivers it that is hilarious.
So he grew up in Waukegan by us in Illinois. We knew his
Oh,
mom.
that's right.
Yeah, we knew his mom. He was a telemarketer.
Really? Oh, I can
Oh,
see
yeah.
that. I could see
Yeah.
him being successful with that.
Yeah, we knew his mom, man. It was crazy.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
I saw him once with Kevin James. He came to my town, and they did they were promoting the movie they did together a while back. This is like over 10 years ago, and they did like kind of a dual comedy show, but they more or less just like brought other people with them and gave them the spotlight, and they kind of like hosted it. So it was pretty cool.
Nice.
That is cool.
How is everyone tonight? I'm good. Joe's good. I think Rob's good. But how is everybody else doing out there? And what's new with everybody?
And tell me the score if you can. The
We
Devils and
know.
the Yankees.
Hey, I knew Super Retro Force, man. I know those guys. I might be in one of their vids coming up for Thanksgiving.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, they're a good bunch of guys, man. They're just
My mic sounds echoey. I'm sorry, Rob.
no, they've got individual channels, and then they combine for this one big channel for vids. So yeah,
How
they
about-
like work together, which you really don't see a lot in YouTube. So,
How about now? Is that better? Is my mic better now, Danny?
Maybe it's just an echo in general. I don't know. I'm not getting it on my end, but maybe it's just
Does
it's
my
just
mic
how
sound
he's
better
used
now,
to.
guys?
I'm not hearing anything, man. It's not. You sound the same since I started talking to you like an hour ago.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm not getting anything on my end, but we'll play it back and we'll see. That's the whole thing with this thing. It's like we're always finding new issues, and like I talked about last week with Buff, I was like, damn, I was too close to the mics. Now I'm too far away, and you guys are telling me I'm not loud enough. So I'm trying to find that sweet spot. But it's
You're
it's
doing
tough
great,
when
man.
I'm trying.
If
Little by
people
little.
want to watch NBC, give us NBC money. All right.
There you go. That's a good
I like that. Rob, I like that. I was in my head all week from the last one, so I
Yeah,
appreciate
no,
that.
man. This is YouTube, man. This is we're broadcasting from the basement, so this is pirate radio at its finest, right here.
Well, I remember a closed circuit, not closed circuit. I can't think. Wayne's World, public access. That's the term.
Yeah, public access
Public
TV.
access TV,
It
yeah.
literally is. It's public access TV, but with a budget, except it's your budget.
Right.
Correct.
So, how far do you
That's
want
right.
to go?
I've not seen the animated comedy Code Monkeys.
Yeah, I watched that a long time ago. That's actually a pretty funny show on video gaming.
I haven't seen that. I'll have to
It's
look it
real.
up
It's
after
I think
this.
it's pretty old. If I remember right, I think I watched that probably back in when I was stationed in New Mexico. So yeah, Chris, you'll have to let me know the year of that. But I think it's pretty old.
Let's see.
Jason Rob's mic sound just more direct. Yours is an echo. Don't worry, we'll fix it later. I'll hop out with you sometime. Well, thank you, Danny.
Yeah, it's coming through fine for me, but we'll play it back and we'll figure it all out later.
I'll watch it back. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm not
Talk
gonna
more
mess
into
with.
it.
I'm not gonna
No
mess with
holds
mine. So
barred. Yeah,
I don't even have any viewers. They're all in here because your chat's better.
No, that's it.
that's one
Damn
element
it.
of this I did not think of.
Well, it's my fault too because I don't do live on my channel at all. So I really dial my channel in, man. So it makes sense for them to come here.
Wow. We appreciate it over here, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna shamelessly plug you now, and I know that this is going to drive you nuts, but everybody that's in here that hasn't already subbed and checked out his channel, be sure to do that. And even if you don't want to sub, because I know he doesn't ask for subs, but check out his content because he does some amazing stuff, and he's personally gotten me into a ton of Xbox 360 games. That's my favorite thing
Thanks.
about
Yeah.
his channel. But Xbox seems to be like the driving force behind your content, or at least let me phrase it better. That's what it seems that people really want to see from you. You're like the Xbox guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I'll be Xbox Rob from here on out, I guess.
There you go.
So,
That's not a bad thing at all.
yeah, because I shared with you guys when I texted you guys the other day what YouTube told me. I was suggesting a Sega CD video for coming up this week, and YouTube was like, "Your viewers won't watch this."
So you doubled down and you created
And
that.
so then I said, "Oh yeah."
I'm going to prove you right or wrong. We'll see.
That's awesome.
So this Thursday, everyone, Sega CD is coming to your television. Thanks,
I love
Brian.
the Xbox stuff because I gravitated towards original Xbox when that came out. I just dove straight into it. Loved the Halo games, which, Joe, I'm coming for you on that one. We're gonna talk about that in a minute too. But Xbox 360, I missed so many of those titles because I just wasn't gaming at that point. Like I played Gears of War, played through whatever was released to 360 for that. Same with the Halo titles, but that was about it. Forza maybe a little bit, but never dove into like the lesser known stuff. So when I watched your, got into your channel, I learned about a lot of these lesser known titles that are outstanding, but just don't get the attention. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, the Xbox 360, and really, I mean, you can say the PlayStation 3 is the same library minus the Sony exclusives, PlayStation exclusives. So if you go either route, because I don't like to promote like. I just pick Xbox because I have Xbox, but I'm not one of those like people like Ford versus Chevy and all that crap. I don't do that.
Yeah.
Like I don't. You do what you like, man. You play what you like. You get on what you like.
I agree, Rob.
I don't think there has to be an argument about it because you're arguing over a brand name and you're just wasting oxygen at that point. So it's always stifled me, man. Like,
Plus, why can't you be a both? Why can't you?
Sure, if you have the budget for it, dude, go all in, man. Buy everything.
We did this with Marvel and DC. I like both. Why does it have to be either or? Why do you have to be a Star Wars guy or a Trekkie?
Because
Doesn't make
that's
sense.
People like to
what we are,
complain.
man.
Yeah.
That's what we are as a country, man. We're forever divided. Like,
It's true.
It's insane. I mean, but it's all over, and it's all over YouTube, especially. It's like people that love the same stuff but want to argue about like either who loves it more than the other person, or like I love this one, but not that one. Why do you like that one? It's so stupid. I just don't get it. But there's so
I
many
agree.
channels dedicated to it. It blows your mind. It's like, I don't care what you guys like. If you like this game or that game, like, who gives a shit at the end of the day? It's
Absolutely.
just like, let's enjoy what we enjoy, and that's what it should be about, anyways. But
I
don't
look at
know.
it too as like, you've got kids, right? People always ask that question, like, what's your favorite kid? Well, my answer is always, well, whatever kid I'm with. So,
Right. That's a good answer.
right. So just that's what's your favorite system? Well, it's whatever I'm playing. I don't know, whatever I'm
Right.
playing that day. Right now, it's the 360. Just because I'm doing a deep dive in it, because like Chase said, I got into it late also. I actually didn't get it. My wife had this. My wife had this Xbox 360. She had it under our bed. I had no idea that she even had an Xbox 360. We'd been married for like a year and a half, and she knew I was into gaming, and she never once was like, "Oh, by the way, I've got this system. Are you interested?" or whatever. I was cleaning stuff up and going digging around and looked under her bed. I'm like, "What's that Xbox 360?" I asked her, I was like, "Hey, what are you doing with this thing?" She's like, "Oh, I just use it for Zumba and Netflix."
Oh my God.
So that was like back in 2018 maybe, and so I took it from her, and I've been playing it ever since. So
Wow, that's awesome.
I never got into the Halo or any of that. Your
Yeah, that's
videos,
what
though, Robert.
I was going to
Yeah.
bring it back to that. How did
Halo?
you not get into Halo? I mean, Halo's not 360. I mean, we're going back to what, 2001 for Halo, Combat Evolved.
Yeah, the 80s and 90s were most of my video game fanfare. By 99, I was in college. I got engaged in 2002 and married 2 years later. I don't want to blame being domesticated and my wife for falling out of video games, but I just kind of fell out, and
well, because she's in the chat too, so
that's why. Right.
He's walking on eggshells these days.
yeah. I just want to say she's the most amazing woman on earth anyway. So
Jeez. No, I still play video games, but new games really. Like I went through a big drought. It was my kids when they were born. They turned me on to Minecraft and Fortnite. Have you played some of the newer ones, Rob? Some of the newer ones are really they opened the door for me again.
are you talking about the newer Halos or?
No,
newer video games.
You got to get him into Halo.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me to get into newer games right now. I did try Fortnite with my sons, and being prior military and loving Battlefield and those style games, when I got into Fortnite, I'm like, this is absolute garbage. I literally
it's not
hate it.
real.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah,
it's totally different, yeah.
if you hit someone, man, you hit them once, you get them in the forehead, you get them wherever, and they're down, right? The Fortnite, and they put up these shields, and they're hopping around like they're on energy drinks, and I don't know, man, it's not for me. But if for kids, I get, right, that's good. But newer games for me is few and far between. I'm definitely looking to get into the new Warhammer, the Space Marine 2.
Okay. Yep.
Because that's just mindless violence. That's usually I'm a big mindless violence or racing. I love adrenaline games. I love the hop in and go.
Me too.
What's your favorite racing game?
So I
Or
growing
franchise,
up,
whatever.
Ridge Racer. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, Ridge
Great
Racer.
game.
It had that great arcade feel. It had that great music, and so I stuck with that series. Daytona is my other top racing game. Daytona for the Sega Saturn specifically. Unless I go to the arcade, and then I've got to play the Daytona arcade, the big old cab with 4 people playing with it next to you.
Yeah. Where it elevates you and moves around too.
Yeah, and you're
interactive.
really
Yep.
man.
Yep.
And then probably my top favorite racer of all time would be probably Sega Rally Championship for the Saturn.
Great. What a great game.
Great one.
It hasn't aged very well, but I don't know, man. I still play it to this
But
day.
it's a classic nonetheless.
Yeah. And did you
Yeah.
know you can actually beat that game in like I'm pretty sure in about 8 minutes.
Yeah, no, I there's a whole list. My best friend Bill, he would give me them, as the years were going on, 2009, 2012. Like, you got to try this game, that game. Halo is one of them.
Bioshock.
Bioshock.
Oh yeah, excellent.
I got a whole list of games that I need to play that I just haven't got around to yet. But yeah, Halo. I'm not just saying this because you did the video, Rob. Halo's top of my list. All my friends too, my younger friends, everyone that knows me, they're like, Joe, you would love Halo. So that's top of my list for a game I got to knock out for sure.
Johnny, real quick, Johnny Graphics is in here. I just want to say hi to him.
Oh, Johnny.
One of my good friends. You guys know of him, right? Of Johnny Graphics?
He was a guest on
right, that's what I thought.
Awesome.
Yeah, I thought he.
Awesome.
Yeah,
He's
that's
got great
right.
videos too. Great stuff on there.
Yep. He was just at the Cleveland Gaming Expo this weekend, so I'm not sure if he got any coverage or not. So, man, the comments. So there's a lot of good racers in here. Burnout, whoever suggested Burnout, the Burnout series are fantastic.
Yeah.
Gamer, Road Rash. Oh yeah. Spy Hunter.
Do you remember Hang On from Sega, Rob?
Yes. Yeah. Motorcycles. Oh yeah.
Some of the cabinets, actually, you were on the bike and you were leaning left and right, and there was a little. Rob and Chase, I got into a docuseries I found on YouTube. Tremendous. It's called The Video Game Years, and each episode is an hour. Check it out, Chase. It's amazing, and the personalities that are in there. Retro gaming guy, RGT, that guy. They're heavy hitter names, and they're all in there talking about each one. An hour long, and each episode it's 82, 83, 84. I'm up to 1988 now, and I can't put it down. It's amazing.
I'll have to check that out.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's just so many good ones out there, man. Another point, Gamer, she made in the comment too. The backlog, man. Everyone's got the backlog, just games waiting. I'm looking at a stack right now of 360 games that I'm working on right now.
I've got a bin. I've actually got 3 bins because I was buying like lots of Xbox 360 games, and then I'd go through it and like stuff that I've played and don't really care to go back into go in one bin. But I have a bin that's just I'll probably never get all the way through it, but it's a full bin over here that I have to jump into. That's all games I've never played before, and then I think there's like a couple Halo titles in there as well that I just want to just keep because I have the Master Chief Collection or whatever, which I think you just talked about on Xbox One.
I did,
I have that still on my Xbox account, so I play that all the time.
That's an incredible collection. Yeah, my Halo series started with the original back in 2001, I believe.
Yep.
My brother-in-law came to visit me when I was stationed in North Dakota. And I don't know if any of you have ever been in North Dakota, but there's not a lot to do outside of your house there, unless you like hockey or hunting. Yeah. So of course, him bringing an Xbox over like a 4-day weekend to visit, we threw down Halo together, and we literally got to the very end of the game, and we were stuck on that last level. And all you people out there who've ever played,
to escape.
God, man, you the driving skills have got to be on point. And
it's a tough one to drive, the Warthog like that too, because it kind of like it steers from what is it? It steers from the rear.
You're using both thumbsticks, so you've got your coordination. And if you're and I'm telling you right now, if you're drinking rum, it's out the window. So we had to call in. We had to phone a friend. We had to phone a sober friend, Josh. So Josh, if you're watching, man, he had to come from his house at like 11:30 at night to come over and help us beat the last stage of Halo. And I remember
being stuck on that too, because it's like you're going up ramps and stuff, but then you also have to keep moving. You can't just stop and like correct yourself.
No, you're done.
Or you're done.
Yeah. Yep. It's insane. But yeah, we got through it, and I was hooked, man. That literally was my introduction to the Xbox, and I think that's probably why I like the Xbox so much, and why I've literally have a shrine of Halo and Master Chief up over here in my my game house. It was like the most impacting game for me.
He was a skin, Master Chief, for the Fortnite series.
My son. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I get hit up with the skin. Hey, Dad, can we get the skin? Like literally every 4 days.
And it broke the shop or whatever. It was.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the most popular. Yeah. So.
Yeah, he's got the John Wick one too. They call the dad skin.
There you go. Yeah. That one seems to be coming out all the time. I see that like on a revolving door there with Fortnite.
Yeah,
I think I've gotten that one, but I got the Terminator one, the Indiana Jones. It's like always the movie stuff, and that's actually what got me into Fortnite. is the fact that you can be these, you play as these characters from like iconic movies that I grew up watching. Without that, I don't think I would play it, to be perfectly honest. And Julio, what's going on, man?
I love that guy, man. Super nice.
Great guy. Great
Very
dude.
Good. Yep. And Jen
I mean,
Master
really
D.
though, everyone that's in the chat, like, there's Jen Master. I
there's
mean,
a lot
all
of
these
great
people. Yeah.
The Regs. Yeah. J-Rod. Biggie.
Luminous. Yeah, lots of great people in here. So thank you guys for always being here and supporting the channel, supporting Rob's channel as well.
Now, Rob, more than ever, I'm into the newer games. There's a Retro Mania wrestling game. The Ninja Turtle game, Shredder's Revenge. Have you played that?
Yeah, I've got Retromania, the wrestling one. I got that, which is kind of, if you don't know too, a lot of YouTubers are actually in that game down in the crowd areas.
I didn't know that.
They actually have little digitized versions of like Pixel Game Squad, and I think John Riggs, or there's some people in there.
Pretty cool.
And what was the other one? Sorry, was
Retromania. It's a takeoff of
You mentioned the other game though.
A newer game?
Yeah, Retromania and something else you just said. I forgot.
Retromania, Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, the Shredder's Revenge. Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yep.
Turtles.
There's a new DLC that just dropped today. Actually, they're really. It's 2 new characters, not very popular in the Ninja Turtle world, but yeah, Endgame just touched on it. We said it at the same time. Endgame.
That's RNG. Just want to say hi to Jamie there from RNG. Thanks for dropping in, Jamie. Good luck on the stream tonight. I'll probably see him on there later. He's a streaming game.
Good. I'll check it out.
Yeah, he's a really. This guy blew up, man. Holy crap, he's something else, man. He's a good dude. I'm gonna actually see him next month. We're going to Retro Rick. Retro Rick's having his first gaming expo next month in Conway, Arkansas. We're gonna meet up there.
Nice. That'll be cool.
Yep. I'll also visit Retro Rick's got that store. Retro Rick's Game Point,
and he's got that all over the channel there. It looks
amazing. I'm not gonna film though. I don't. It's dude. Everyone and their mothers filmed at that store, man.
I know, right? It's everywhere.
What would I uncover that no one has seen? Oh, here's Retro Rick's napkin. I got it. I wouldn't say he's killing it though, man. Well, I think he's amazing. So, Jamie, you're amazing. Don't sugarcoat it.
He's a modest gentleman like you.
He is.
That's good because there's not a lot of modesty in YouTube.
No,
so.
There really isn't, Chase. Talk about it all the time. Yeah, here too, Digitizer in Jersey. Not cold, but my kind of weather.
It happened quick though. I feel like we went from warm weather to just like it was instantly October weather. Really quick. And I think last year it was warm, like right up all the way through September, and it seems to be switching a lot quicker this year.
Where's Digi at in Canada? Do you know?
Where in Canada are you, Digi?
I think it's Nova Scotia. I could be wrong.
Oh wow, okay.
I might be wrong though.
I've never been there, so.
Somebody was from Halifax, one of our fans.
I think there's another guy in our chat, Retro Gaming Lore. I know him. I think he's near Nova Scotia, or he was living there, or maybe he moved there. I'm not sure. I don't know if he's still in the chat.
Halifax. But
yeah. Hey, there's Frank from the Retro Wildlands. If you guys like a good podcast that you just want to listen to while you just want to relax or you're doing some chores or something, Retro Wildlands, turn that on and
I'm
just.
not seeing the comment here. I don't see his comment.
Yeah, I can't. The chat's going so fast. I'm only.
It's flying right now, Chase.
Oh, okay. It's probably.
He's a podcast.
I just jumped down to the bottom.
Sorry.
So.
He's a podcast, Rob?
He does do some YouTube stuff, but he's got an actual podcast show that's really good. Where it just feels like you're sitting around a campfire.
I'll connect with him now.
He's just discussing games, and
there we go. Gotcha.
And he's just a really nice guy, though, man. On top of it, and that's really what you want when you're tuning into stuff. You can feel that energy through people when they're doing their stuff, and he's one of those guys, man. I love coming on the show, man, because everyone that pops in here, man, I get a chance to plug all them, man, and that's
the pod. It's funny you say that. I'm just now putting my foot in the water with the podcasts. I know it's been out for 100 years, but yeah, it's a different form of video game media where you're listening to stories. Chase is going to be
I
on.
think a lot of that stuff is migrating into YouTube now too, where it's like I watch a lot of podcasts, but I really just listen to it in the car. So it's on my phone. The video's going, but I'm not actually watching it and stuff. So I think a lot of that is the landscape's kind of changing with that stuff, which is cool to see. That YouTube is or that people are now migrating to YouTube for that. I think that's pretty cool. So if you want to watch the video, you watch the video. If you want to just listen to it, you just listen to it, and that's convenient.
I'm going to plug my buddy here. You're going to be guesting on a podcast soon, are you not, Mr.
We're
Chase?
recording this Friday. Yeah, yeah. I don't know when it's coming out, but I know it's a longer lead time with podcasts, I think, than video. We're used to we film today, we release it today or tomorrow, or usually within a couple of days. But with podcasts, I know it's a longer process, right?
Yours is being rushed. I think it's Monday. It's going to drop.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sweet. Yeah, so we're recording on Friday. I don't know what we're doing though. I don't know if that was up to me. We lost Rob.
He'll pop back in. The podcast is Gamer Looks at 40. Chase is going to do with my buddy Bill.
Yeah, and he's actually been a guest here a while back. He was one of my early guests, and awesome guy. Love Bill.
And it's right back at you. He respects the heck out of you, Chase, and he's a big fan of our show for sure.
Excellent.
This is a good question. This isn't a question. Okay, so it's my question. How is it integrating podcasts? Is it just like another tab, like live, or
no? I mean, I think that people that are doing podcasts are just basically filming video to go along with it now. So you can either listen to it on Apple or however people listen to their podcast. You can listen to just purely the audio, or you can watch and listen. And it's the same recording, but they've done video and audio, and you can watch that on YouTube. So they're I think it's more so the creators or producers that are just kind of adding another
cross. Interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Okay.
I think we're just in that time now where it's YouTube is clearly not going anywhere, and it's becoming really, really popular. I think people just want to be involved in it, whether they're from that world of video or not. It's another avenue.
Well, it crosses into the medium that we already know, Chase, which is television and radio. You said it. You listen to your podcasts in the car.
Exactly.
That has cascaded into radio, right? And now most people are watching live streams when it comes to YouTube on their television, which is cascaded
another
into
form of podcasts at the end of the day. I mean, we don't really have a theme or anything here. I mean, retro gaming, sure, but we cover a lot. I mean, we talked about this, I think, 2 weeks ago when I was in Atlanta. We talked about almost no gaming. I actually threw some gaming questions. I felt like in my head, I'm thinking, we got to throw some gaming into this, and I threw out a few things, and people just brought it back to other topics. So it's
when you have people that I think go into other topics that they're not known for, and I'll be honest with you, Chase, I enjoyed that most of you and Buff's show. I love the storytelling also about wrestling, but when you guys kind of migrated out of the wrestling, I liked that. It was like, okay, I want to know Buff's thoughts and opinions on X, Y, and Z. I think that's engaging to a great deal of people.
Yeah, and it was kind of the same thing where we kind of did migrate from even just wrestling to just life in general, and different things like that. It's cool. And Stephanie here, Marcus is killing it with his channel. Really enjoyed his interview with Justin Race. Yeah, that was a good one. I put that out yesterday. Was it yesterday? Today? Yesterday. It was a great conversation with him, and he's such a good dude, Justin. We met him out in Vegas, and he came up to us, and somehow we started talking about him being in Japan and running into Leon, who everybody knows as Vader, and we were just laughing over this story, and I was like, Mark, we got to sit down with him, and maybe he could tell that in the he could tell that to us in an actual video or whatever. And yeah, that's kind of the backstory to that interview there. But yeah, it was good to see that insight into Justin's life with Harley, and you know, I think it was
It's
just
intriguing. Yeah.
yeah, it shed a lot of light on Harley. You know, the Harley that none of us saw because he always came off as really rough and
Yeah.
rigid, and you see that his home life with at least with his son was not that way at all. So it was fun. To
A
see
guy that
him
doesn't really
there.
get a lot of credit either, Chase. What's
Yeah,
he, a
you know, it's-
9 or 11 a 9-time champion, I think, world champion too.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
a great.
Yeah, I mean him and Flair had great matches. You know, that's from the Dusty Rhodes era. You
What
know,
a feud.
But it's going back to those days where these guys weren't making top dollar. I mean they did well, but they worked. You know,
They fought
almost
for
every
6
day.
years, and you never got enough of it.
Right. It's not like now where guys are getting $1 million salary. These guys were not getting $1 million, and they were all over the world, traveling nonstop. It was a different time. So
Yeah, sorry
What
about that.
happened, Rob? We lost you.
I got dropped, man. I don't know. I guess my $136 a month internet wasn't enough for them.
you got to push it to that 175, man.
This is the most I think I can pay. Dude, it's so irritating. I literally have like a Wi-Fi puck. I think the problem is because I'm disconnected from my main house, and I think I need to get some kind of router or something in here as well.
Well, this is resonating with somebody on screen here.
So the last week, I want to apologize to everybody. I had major technical
First off,
difficulties.
nobody, and I've been telling him this for a
Chase.
freaking week now. No. Wait, I'll take you off the screen. Everybody here did not notice half of the issues that you encountered on your end. And
We
I can
didn't.
vouch for everybody here.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what you went through. I know you went through it, but nobody saw
Stay
what you
luminous.
went
You see, yeah. So I want to thank Chase too for dealing with my neuroses, for lack of a better term, the past week. But no, I had technical problems because I'm past my house. So it was Chase that came up with the idea: get an Ethernet cord. What's the distance between the shed and your house? And I don't know that. Well, if someone were to ask you that, Rob, would you be able to? I'm like,
Well,
I don't know, 400
let's
feet.
answer-
He's like 400 feet. That's impossible.
Let's answer Marvelous's question. Marvelous, yes, I did go to the bathroom. Good cover. Thanks, buddy. Marvelous is cool. He's a cool dude. He's on my I think he subbed to me
Yes, he
too. I'm
is.
subbed to him, pretty sure, vice versa. But I definitely recognize that thumbnail. So
For sure.
and
for
thanks
sure.
to Cranable, man. Cranable's a good dude. I know him, and rocking the Whalers jersey for the Connecticut fans.
That's right.
Yeah.
Showing
Yeah,
Connecticut
it's-
some
it's-
love.
it's
We need it.
frustrating. I haven't-
We'll take it wherever we can get it.
I haven't dropped off of a podcast in a while. I actually had a nice little streak going where normally what would happen is I would hit the hour mark up in the corner. I could see 1 hour, and instantly I would be dropped off a podcast. And I'm like, how is it exactly an hour every time? Then after a while, I was just like, things happen to be going fine. And then now recently, like the last 2 podcasts, I've been something's going wrong where I just drop off. I don't know.
So Johnny, I bought a way too long a cord. Way too long a cord. I bought 150 feet, which is half a football field.
At least you didn't get a 400 footer.
No, I was going to though. That was me. Like I'm the same way with holidays. We'll buy food for like an army, and it's just too much. So yeah. Anyway, now I'm running on Ethernet. Long story short.
Yeah.
Well, it seems to be really smooth over there, so that's good.
Mine's not
Having
bad
any
now.
issues. No, I
Or am
mean,
I-
I didn't.
Okay.
I wasn't seeing
No,
any issues, but and you just dropped out. I thought maybe your time was up.
Yeah. I had to put another quarter in.
Yeah.
I gotta keep riding the internet. I'll just keep doing this every now and then.
That's what was happening to me. Chase was like last week. Well, he goes, nobody noticed anything, Joe. And I'm like, fine, but like, do you know how hard it was to communicate with you when like it was anyway. It was we buried it. We buried it.
Yeah, everyone check out Marvelous XD, man. He's a cool dude, man. I love the support in this,
I like
man.
his hat, and that it looks familiar. I like his hat.
Yeah, and I was gonna
Chase,
say
you
go ahead.
He
sorry.
just stole that from me. No, he looks familiar. That thumbnail looks familiar. Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
actually going to come on as a guest, and I have to circle back with him too because we we were trying to find a date, and then it was like right around the time where I got really busy with other stuff too, and I took a little break from these, and then we just haven't reconnected. So you're still on my radar, dude. Send me an email, because I think I tried to reach out to you, and I either lost the email or like, I don't know. We had a disconnect there, but would love to sit down with you. So reach out to me again, and we'll try to bring you
You
into
took
the
a
mix.
break, and then I sent you like a laundry list of people.
That was when I was trying to take a break. I think
I know.
I think I announced that too on here. I was like, I'm gonna take a break for like a week or two, and then I think the next week we came back with like 2 episodes.
Yeah. And I was like, no. Love my friends, Chase.
Well, you've only sent me amazing people, so I will say that.
So
Yeah,
far.
your circle.
Yeah.
Chase is
Here's
right.
one of them right here. Johnny Graphics
Yeah.
was awesome. We
You're
really
like the
enjoyed it.
consigliere of the industry. I think Chase said that. It's true, Rob.
Yes, the
I
Don Corleone.
think my approach for everyone is, everyone gets that first impressions are just that, right? So
Yes.
and when someone is genuine and you can feel it right away, you give them that chance. It's only till you get burned. That's but it's a risk, right, with everybody, because you just never know.
It is, and there's a lot of lunatics in YouTube, so call a spade a spade. I mean, there's some really nutty
because
people out there.
anyone can do YouTube.
That's it. Rob
Well,
just
yeah,
he
exactly.
nailed it.
Exactly.
You don't need a license. You don't need a proficiency test.
No.
Anyone can open a YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, reach out to me, man. We would love to have you on here, and yeah, you've never stopped thinking about bringing you into the mix for this. So definitely reach out, and I'll get your email again, because I don't know what's with my Gmail, but like I'm struggling to like maybe it's because it's synced up to my phone and my tablet, and things just get inadvertently deleted. But you used to be able to like type in stuff, and you would find like email addresses that you once exchanged messages with, and for some reason now, like Marcus Bagwell is not in my, like when I type in Marcus, it doesn't come up, and we've exchanged emails like pretty regularly, and I have to like manually enter it in. I don't know if that's Gmail in general or something that I'm experiencing on my end, but it's bizarre. So yeah, we'll get in touch and we'll set something up for sure.
Marvelous.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chase. If somebody can tell me the scores, that'd be great, because the Mets are in a must-win situation with the Braves this series. They need to win to get in, and the Yankees can clinch tonight, and the Devils. If people could fill me in
Devils
on
are
the scores.
preseason, aren't they?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I breathe hockey, Chase. So yeah, these are.
Didn't they just play last night, or was that 2 nights ago now? 2 nights ago.
They played 2 nights ago.
Did they win? I saw
they won.
Okay.
Hockey's funny. Hockey's like it's not like football where you can go undefeated and then have a lousy season.
Right.
Hockey, that's usually a good barometer. If you have a good or strong preseason, it usually means a strong season, and vice versa. If you have a poor preseason, that usually means strap in.
Yeah, Devils are down
1.
Okay.
and,
Mets are
Braves
down.
winning.
Mets are down 5-0.
5-0. Wow.
Yeah. Well, they're playing the Braves, you said, right?
Yes, and they need the series. And then the Yankees. If someone could tell me the Yankees, you'd be awesome. You guys are already awesome, but
Yeah, the Braves have had a tough season. So I've been in Atlanta a lot the last couple of months, and I've been I've been dying to go to a game because I've never seen the Braves play. But it's like I feel bad. Every one of my favorite players is injured right now for the most part. There's a couple guys left, but not many. So I've been pretty much just chalking it up to a wash this year, and I'm looking forward to next year. Hopefully everybody's healthy and doing well. But yeah, I haven't done much in Atlanta yet.
I'm a Cubs
back
fan,
down
so
there.
we gotta wait another
Okay.
100-something years, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was going
my
to guess
one.
that. Yeah.
I got my one.
And
When you
if
said
wanted to-
Blackhawks, yeah.
No, there you go,
Yeah.
And for
Luckily,
the
I
chat
didn't. I
here,
wasn't
There was go
the
ahead.
White Sox. You guys seen them? Worst team in
No.
baseball. They're
Worst
on.
team. Yeah.
It might be worst team in Major League Baseball history here soon. So, 120 losses.
Yes.
Wow, it's insane.
They're
That's
changing the name of the stadium. They're calling it a guaranteed loss field now.
Black Sox again. Yeah.
Black Sox, yeah.
Yankees down 3-1.
Yeah, I saw. What were you going to say, Chase? You said I want to shit.
There was somebody that I lost it now because this chat is just bumping now. But somebody asked for a mini PC recommendation, I believe, with a N100. So I'm going to give you a link right here, just because here it is. Hopefully you're still in here, and I apologize for not getting that to you sooner. But B-Link is just the probably one of the best, if not the best, brand out there for mini PCs. I just reviewed one last night, I think it was last night. This is currently on sale, like 20% off, or actually 19% off, $169. So if you're looking for an N100 mini PC, that's probably the route I would go. You can probably save like $20 going elsewhere with a different brand, but for $20, just get the security and reliability of B-Link. I think it's totally worth the
Yeah,
$20
that's the question, Chase. It was from CJ and Dandy guy, aka Johnny Space, the N100 Core. That's what they were asking about. Yeah,
excellent. Yeah, so I just provided a link. I'll throw it in there again in case you didn't see it. But yeah, check that out. It's worth.
I missed a
worth
comment
taking
in
peek
here.
at.
A loft drone photography asked me if I miss Clovis. If they're still in the chat, no, I don't think Clovis misses Clovis, New Mexico. If you've never been to Clovis, New Mexico, there's I think the sign when you enter the town says this is where dreams go to die.
It's a place. I was going to ask you. I was so close to saying, Rob, who's Clovis?
Clovis, New Mexico. Yeah, I lived there for about 5 or 6 years for the military, and it's kind of a cattle town, a lot of cattle. So
Okay.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Gotcha.
how about parachutes? Do you miss them? No, I don't miss. So I got a loft drone. I don't know. I know you, I guess, obviously. First name? Sorry, I'm not trying to overtake the chat here.
No, not at all.
No, please, Rob.
Yeah, I was a parachute
Hopefully you
rigger,
know
and
him.
so
Otherwise, he certainly knows you.
Yeah. He's like, hey, also real quick, Rob, your last 4 is 4083 on your credit.
Yeah. He knows your blood type, shoe size. Yeah.
Oh, it's Brody. Oh my God, dude, that's my old flight chief, man.
Oh, nice.
Holy smokes, that's a blast from the past. Excellent dude, man. I think he kind of wasn't sure if he hated me or not. I'm not very. Yeah, I'm kind of a smart ass. So, but I make up for it in somewhat hard work. So
You don't strike me as that, Rob, as a wise guy.
He's a good. That's one hell of a boss, though, man. I was honored to be at his retirement too. So
That's awesome. Live streams, bringing people together. I like it.
Look at that.
I think. Hey, I almost call him Master Sergeant. I'll just say, hey, Bill. It's weird to say. Hey, are you still in New Mexico? I think he's retired out in Albuquerque too. He had a really beautiful home out there. So
That's awesome. Well, I think you could be informal here in a live stream. I don't think you have to.
I don't see why not. Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
Digi's heading out. Good night, Digi.
Good night,
Take care,
Digi.
Digi. Thanks for joining us. And then there was something else I wanted to highlight here. Seeing some B-Link mention here. Guys, there's a big sale coming to Amazon very soon, and I can't, verify whether or not it's going to be, how sometimes they have those sales that it's just like a 1% sale, but they advertise it as like more than that because they're going off of the list price or the suggested retail price. So I don't know if it's going to be like a really amazing sort of deal on Amazon, but they are going to be starting something, I believe, the week of the 6th. So it's like 6th or 7th, somewhere in there. They're going to have another like Prime Day, sort of Prime Day, but it should be called Prime Days because I think it's like a week long or so. So if you're looking for something and you can wait a couple of days or weeks or however far, I guess we're only, like 2 weeks away from October.
Isn't it amazing?
It's crazy. Time's flying by. But if you can wait, it might be worth it for you guys to, check back then. And
it's
see
close.
if you can save some money.
What do you guys think of that? You guys want to field that question?
I'm highlighting your friend here. Which question?
Neon lighting. You guys take on new gaming rooms with all the neon lighting. Joe, I didn't see a lot of neon in yours.
So I just assembled this, and I the lighting I put in breakneck speed. I've got like little pilot lightings.
Okay.
That's like LED, blue, and they're battery operated. but yeah, the goal is to do the neon lighting, to do some type of black light. It's a work in progress. It looks complete, but yeah, I'd like some neon lighting for sure. I'd like some the black light activated rugs. I think those are really, really cool. Yeah, I love neon lighting. It's really more right now. Everything is LED though. Now everything seems to be LED or those panels. Have you seen those panels? They're real big now with the kids.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
Govee makes those.
Yeah, I don't have much in mind. I got the light around the WWF here. That's really the only RGB lights. I have some around my TV here, which are oddly not plugged in right now. My kids were messing with this. I actually got the remote right here for it, so that could be why. I have the backlighting for the Buff, studio area, which I like the way that looks. But yeah, I haven't really brought much into the mix here. I think I probably should, but I was messing around with lighting earlier today, and it just, I don't know, I can't pull off what Joe's pulling off there. It just doesn't work in this room the same way. So.
Well, the lighting is still a work in progress for me. I still want it a little bit more illuminated. The panels, though, I've got so many. My son was like trying to get me. He's like, put these up, Dad. I'm like, they didn't have them in 1987, so I have to stay true to to the motif I'm doing here. But
sure.
Yeah, nano lights are awesome. Neon lights. If I'm having a preference though, if you're making a home arcade, my preference is black light. You need at least one black light to activate, the rug and the control panel or people's shirts if they're wearing yellow or white. I'm partial to that for sure.
I'm with Johnny in the comments. I'm a warm light person too. I like warm. I have the Govee bulbs that you can use with your phone. You can turn them on and off. So everything in here is like a warm orange kind of. It's nice though. Like it's everything's backlit and great, but it's not overwhelming. I can't do like my kids have like those strip lights, and they
yes.
Yeah. Yep.
I can't do all that. So.
I'm gonna do the strip light, and this I'm gonna answer poor Papa. That was Chase's idea. He like having a bar light on the bottom of the floor to illuminate above. That's not a banner. That's a demolition poster that Chase got me for my birthday. But yes, poor Papa. That's the next plan, to put a light in the background to illuminate, to make that wall behind me pop.
What was the last comment from Chris Carpenter? Check out my last comment as Retro Keanu. It needs to happen. I cut my hair, man, so people could stop saying I look like Keanu Reeves.
I know I had to ask you for your email again because I typed in on my Gmail today to send you the link for this, and I was like, I don't know if that's the right Rob because it's a new picture now. It's not what I'm used to.
That's
but then
my.
I went to text you, and your last name pops up on the text message. I was like, all right, it is the right one. Okay, good. We're
She
safe.
Chris says, do a video of Keanu Reeves running live fire 3-gun and talk about how you would stack up. As a fellow veteran, I have to say he would kick my ass.
Rob Wick, that's a good one.
I think Keanu Reeves would kick all of our asses.
Probably.
I'll tell you right now, Chris, how I would stack up. I have a hard time just getting off this couch, so.
But you're back in the gym, so that's more than I could say, Rob. That's
That's because I don't want my two giant sons to whoop my ass, man. They're gonna hold me down one day, and they're gonna take whatever they want.
My oldest son, same way. Like he's just
Rob Wick.
He's a man.
He uses a light gun. I'll use this one for the Wii.
There you go.
Gen Master brought up a good comment, Rob. Do you have any paneling? Any wooden paneling?
No. So I talked when I told you guys before. This structure was used as a workshop. So the walls that he put on here are very industrial. They're like a brown board almost, very plain, and it's perfect because they were like little panels that have lines in them. So I use those lines to hang my shelves and everything. So I did do zero measuring or anything. I could just hang stuff up all willy nilly, and it all turned out fine. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's very, very industrial, but very. It feels like a retro, like an attic or something like like from the 80s. It's got a very retro.
It's definitely
attic.
definitely from the 80s.
Well, you've got a great tour video on your on your channel that I've watched multiple times, and it's like watching one of those movies that you just pick up new things on every time you watch it because you have a lot going on in there.
I have a lot in here. It's
Yes.
insane, man.
Posters, action figures, games, consoles. There's something for everybody in that room. I love it.
My family came here and they were in here. I was grilling. I was getting dinner ready for everybody, and they're like, "Hey, can we go check out the game house?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, absolutely." I couldn't show them around, so my wife went in there with them. They were in here for like 45 minutes. Like, just they couldn't. There was so much. They were like,
It's like a
I mean,
museum,
literally,
yeah.
like one area, the Ghostbusters area alone. Well, and you're just 30 something minutes of just staring at every little thing. But that's not a brag, because you guys know I don't want to brag or anything.
Yeah. No.
It's just a curated collection that I've been putting together since 2015. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I
I'm-
mean, I've watched your video multiple times, so I'm
The tour videos.
staring at your
Yeah.
walls
Yeah.
from afar.
Thank you, man. That was I had to redo it because my first video to relaunch this channel, because this channel is only 9 months old.
Wow.
Incredible. I didn't
Wow.
see, I didn't realize that because you're so well known. And actually, that's why we brought you on today, and we haven't even asked you yet, so I'm going to ask that soon. But yeah, it's crazy because I just, assumed you've been doing this for a long time, and it's only been 9
No,
months.
I
It's crazy.
I wanted to see what a regular guy on the couch, how far he could get in the world of gaming. And it's a year-long social experiment, and it'll be a year this December. So I've gotten pretty far.
Yeah, I would say so for sure.
But anyways, the first video I did to relaunch the channel was the Game House tour. I had no idea what I was doing. I was terrible with the audio. Songs are playing over me talking. I didn't know how to do what I do now. So it's a god awful video. And what made it worse is it hit like 4,000 views like instantly. And so now that's my introduction to YouTube, is this idiot who's like outside his house, like, I got a game house. And like,
That's always how it goes, though. It's like the videos where you're, at least for me, like there's always something that I cringe at. Like, not usually with, like, now I've gotten better at it, but there's something, like, especially with the Buff Bagwell channel, because I'm filming now not in this like specific space. Now I'm filming on the go with him in different locations, so it's like there's a lot of variables like echoes, and my audio's been crappy at times, and then there's videos where it's really good, and then there's ones where it's it just sucks. So it's always like the video that I'm like, oh, hopefully not that many people watch this. That's always the one that just takes off for me.
yeah,
So
I know.
it's-
That's
and
how
then
I
you're
But
like,
it's
oh
a
my God,
work.
everybody thinks I'm an idiot.
It's a work in progress, Chase. You're the one
Yeah.
that told me that. That's
For sure. Well, it's easy for me to tell you that, and then it's hard to accept it, though. So I get that, Joe.
Do you guys
It's
have a
tough to
prize?
accept yours.
Do you guys have a prize possession in your or memorabilia in your guys'?
Yes.
I'll let Joe tackle that one, and then I'll.
I have the
think about
Virtual
something.
Boy. I have the Virtual Boy, and
Ooh,
Very nice.
all 18 games. 16
Oh.
came out for the States, but I got 2 that are ported from China. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm very proud of that. Very
you
proud
got
of that.
the boxes too, or no?
No, I don't have the
No,
boxes.
that's fine. I'm not being judgy. They're hard to get. That's why I was asking. So
Incidentally, you know what? They were hard to get, the originals.
yeah.
But now with this, what's that website called? They do crafts and stuff.
Etsy.
Etsy. Thank you. Chase is always in my mind. With this Etsy website, Rob, you can recreate basically anything. This
I know.
guy out of
I-
Oklahoma is
Yeah.
making boxes. For every system you could
I
think
know.
of.
I've seen them. I know, dude. I know exactly what you're talking
He's
about.
making 6 figures.
Yeah,
Rob. It's like,
and
what
they look gorgeous too. They look
and they're
spot on.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
got the gloss, and
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I know. Yeah, it's awesome. what they're
Etsy's one of
doing
those
out there.
websites or platforms where I have to stay away because you
Me,
can
yes.
you
Me
can
too.
find
Yep.
yeah, especially with gaming too. Like there's all types of trinkets and like things that like
It could get
Yeah.
lost.
yeah, it's tough. Like I got my WCW sign for the Buff channel on there from a guy that's just making these, and it's like this like handcrafted, and obviously that's 3D printed, but there's some handcrafted stuff that's like ridiculously like fairly priced and stuff, and you can really do some damage to your bank account on that website. So I try to keep away from that one as well.
Yeah.
And I'm an impulse buyer. Chase knows this of me.
Yes,
Like if
you-
it's in my
you are.
head, I just got to get it. I just, you
Yeah.
know, I
try
just got to
not
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We say goodnight to
it-
Johnny there. Johnny took off.
Johnny, yes.
Yeah.
Take care, Johnny. Thank you for joining us for a little bit.
Johnny, thanks for joining us, Jose.
Mr. Humbuck popped in. He's a friend of mine. I believe I know he's overseas. He's a good channel. He's just got
Nice.
started actually. Very low key, very chill, but very, very informative. So
Oh,
nice
cool.
guy. Yeah, Mr. Humbuck. Good supporter, man. Did I cut my yes? Constantine's coming out, everyone. Into theater soon.
That's good.
Make sure you check out Constantine 2, starring not Retro Rob. I cut my hair because I thought it would be good for a change for a while, and I thought it would also cut back on some of the Keanu comments, but they still keep coming
No
in on
such
my
luck,
channel,
yeah.
man. Yeah, I can't fight it.
Well, Rob, I got to ask you because we talked about this a little bit last time you were here, and this is
Yes,
also
sir.
why I think of you as being, you've been in the community for much longer than 9 months, but you've been on YouTube for 9 months. You had a channel, or not a channel. What do they call it? A page? Is that the proper Facebook page? Is that the proper term for
Fan
Yes.
page? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
much like a
group,
blog.
It was a group, right?
No, it was just my page that people
page.
followed, like just
Okay.
any other, like any Facebook page. People just if they
gotcha.
want to like and follow, they have that choice. So
Okay, I gotcha. All right.
yeah, it started back in 2018. I started modding systems, specifically Game Boy handhelds, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to show off like the work I was doing because people were buying my stuff. And that was crazy because I was in the military and I was living in Alaska and I'm just this dad working in a kitchen, right? I had no real formal workspace to do any of this work, but people were buying these handhelds from me. And so I turned it into this page.
Were they legit like Game Boys, or were they like the the Ambernicks, the Pow Kitties? And
No,
stuff
they were
like
the
that?
Game Boy
Game
Advances and
Boys.
the
Okay.
yeah. So I was backlighting original Game Boys before they had the fancy drop-in IPS
Sure.
and all those other LCD stuff. I had to do it where you had to actually peel off the polarized film and
Wow.
not break the glass,
Yeah,
and
what
then
a task that is.
and then you put a light behind that and then close it back up. And that was how Game Boy was first backlit. I was one of the, I wouldn't say originators. I just saw someone do it and I was like, I don't want to pay for that. I'm just going to teach
Yeah.
myself how to do it.
Sure.
So then I created what I called the 89 line because Game Boy came out in 89. And I started offering different colors and I sold them for $89. I kept them at $89, which I thought was reasonable because of the cost, materials, and labor. And it went really well. A lot of friends were buying them. A lot of people were buying them. Then when I made the page, people started asking me on the page how they could buy them. But, time goes by, a dad in a kitchen, bigger and better people are going to come out, 3D printing, fancier
course.
technology. I get left behind, which is fine because now I'm more excited that it's in better hands and people are going to get better
Right.
products. And it's also rejuvenating retro gaming. So these people are
that's
out there,
true.
right? They're doing a good job. And so I was like, well, my work here is done. What do I do with this Facebook page?
You left a mark, Rob. Yeah.
Well, but what do I do, right? So I have this page. I really liked having it, but I also didn't know what to do with it. And it was probably maybe 1,100 followers at that time. And so I decided to take a break for a while. Then I told everyone I was just going to stop the page because I didn't know what to do with it. Time passed, and then I decided like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and like start doing like memes, gaming memes. And then I started doing these like blogs every morning, like 6 little posts of on this day, this game came out, and then have a picture of the game. And like, I don't know. It's just a little hobby that just, anyways, I don't want to go on forever, but it got huge out of nowhere. It was a really successful page. When I was in Italy, I hit 10,000 followers. And that was a big deal for me to get that. And I did a lot of live vids on there. I'd always like talk to the people. I answered every comment too, which was ridiculous. My wife insanely was like upset about, and every right, because I was on my phone probably from, I slept from 1 a.m. until 8 a.m. And the rest of the time I was awake, I was on my phone. I wanted to answer everybody though. I wanted the people to know they're being heard, right?
Yeah.
Because
And
why?
it's tough
why
to
have
do as you scale. Yeah.
it is, and you don't. Why have a public page, or even with my YouTube? Why have a public channel if you don't engage with the public?
Right.
Because the public is what makes you who you are.
Right.
And you've got all your viewers here. I love them, man, and you love them too, because this is exactly why we do this, because of the interaction with the people, man. This is what it's for.
Absolutely.
And I sound like a hippie when I say it too, because I'm like, it's for the people, man. Like the people. But it's true, because we wouldn't be anywhere without these people, man. We wouldn't have any success. And
there wasn't wrestlers talk about the fans. They wouldn't be anything without the marks.
Yeah,
So yeah,
and I
you're
love
right.
it. I love it. I do. And so that's why I stayed so dedicated to that Facebook page. And eventually it blew up to about 29,000 followers. And one morning on December, my wife came in. She's like, "Where's your Facebook page?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And I go to log in. It said it'd been deleted. And I had
crazy.
no prior violations, no warnings, no emails. I was monetized. Facebook was paying me. And this isn't a brag or anything either, but I was making about $1,300 to $1,600 a month on Facebook.
Wow.
Because I had posts that would reach like 40 something million people and then some, or crazy numbers, dude, that you would never imagine could happen on a Meta platform.
Right.
Now, let me ask you about the monetization there. Is that like, so YouTube, it's a 50-50 split. So when they say you're a YouTube partner, you're a partner, you're making the same as them. They're making the same as you. What is it like on Facebook? Because I'm not in Facebook, never have. I got an account somewhere out there, but I'm just not active on there. I don't know anything about that platform.
Yeah, Facebook, just you go through the application process. You tell them like what kind of page you are, like tell them what you're gonna do,
and they find relevant.
And once you've completed all that, and I never chose ads, because that's another thing too I could have done. I could have had in ads, like if I did a video on my page, I could have had ads in that video, but I didn't want to mess with that stuff because I was like, I have a good thing going.
Yeah.
But once all that's done,
you get more than what you were making. Then it sounds like
right.
Absolutely.
And you've got to achieve a number. You've got to get 10,000 followers to get monetized. And so I did, right, when I was in Italy. So it was really disheartening to go through all that, to not have anything wrong with the page. I wasn't impersonating anybody. I wasn't publishing anything that was like copyright protected.
Did they give you any? Sorry, Rob. Did they give you any reasoning, or I
got one reason in an email, and it was for violation of community standards, and that was it. And I couldn't appeal it, because here's the kicker:
that doesn't tell you
to
anything.
appeal it, you have to be able to log into your page and go to the appeal. You can't log into your page when your page has been disabled.
That's ridiculous.
So then who do I contact? How do I?
There's no recourse. No.
Yeah. Let me pick up the phone and call Facebook. Right. There's no number.
No.
So I had some friends, Scott from Game Closet, Jay from Square Pegs, those guys. They were all going out on Twitter, X, whatever, Twix, we call it. And they were advocating, and everyone was like calling out Meta and Facebook on these platforms. And I even like messaged them privately, Meta and Facebook and everything, and to no avail. It never came back. To this day, I still have no idea why. I was actually, like I said, was making more money on Facebook than I am YouTube. So, but it's not about the money. It was just cool to see that coming in.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Rob,
It's never about the money, because I'm retired. I don't need the money, but it sure was nice to have it, right?
But it was nice to have an extra $1,500 a month to kick around.
And to do what you enjoy doing, it all goes together beautifully. But
bingo.
Now
that's the dream.
But does Facebook make the same amount as you? Like, was it in their best interest?
Good question.
I mean, obviously, it's in their best interest to keep you on the platform. But are they making money as well? They have to be, right?
I'm guessing, because more and more people are using it, because they're interacting with me. They're using that Facebook name, and so that's good for Facebook, and I think that's why they were okay with it, with that process. But what I would get paid, and then they would tax me, and then I would just, when I go file my taxes, I would just turn in all my Facebook paperwork. So it was like a job. It was literally like a job. Like I got a check from Meta, and I got taxed and everything, just like a regular job.
1099. Yeah. So you're like a 1099.
Independent contractor, Chase.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. That's what I would file the form and everything. So
makes sense.
Yeah, it's crazy that it went away, and I took about about a week to process it, and everyone was
I'm
like,
sure,
dude, they're like, dude, you're handling
Sure.
this. Well, I would handled it like I handle everything else. It's not it wasn't the end of the world. I kind of joked my way out of it as usual. So
No, but
But
it's
you know what?
devastating in its own
Yeah.
way because you've poured, hard work into it. And it's not like it's the same as, doing manual labor somewhere. Like what we do as content creators is not the same as what other people do. And
Right.
I always
Yeah.
make sure to say that, like, this is I'm lucky enough to do this now as a job, and I mean, I'm grateful every day for it. I might complain sometimes, but then I have to I have to tell myself, like, this is a blessing. Not everybody gets to do this. Like, I'm really
You're grounded, Chase.
grateful,
Yeah.
yeah.
But if it was all swept away from me without notice, without reason and stuff, like, I mean, I can't even imagine.
No.
Yeah.
He's
didn't know-
monetized.
going through.
He's making
I know,
money from it.
man. That's what really boggled my mind is why were they paying me then? Why were they,
Right, it wasn't-
they were
yeah.
basically backing me. So clearly I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Right.
I think there was some issue. A lot of my friends did some digging, and some people were saying that there was some kind of security rollout the night that my page went down, and I was just a victim of many, many pages that night. I think it's a case with something like with Facebook is the bigger something like an entity like this gets, then the more bots they have to utilize. And then you have
Yeah.
bots
It's all
on top
automated,
of bots on top of bots. You get to a point where there's no human interaction or involvement
Yes.
anymore. The QA process is gone at this point. There is no quality assurance. You're relying on these. And so if they're like, oh, this guy's an idiot, he's a fraud, boom, that's it. And that's it. And what people I think don't realize is that it can happen to anybody. It's not just me.
Right.
Any
Yeah,
any
that's right.
page,
We talk
even my
about that all
personal
the
page
time.
could get taken down. Just your normal personal page with just you and your family. If they do something and they're like, wipe this out and you're gone, you're gone. That's it. You can't appeal it. You can't do anything about it. So
Yeah, I mean, I had this issue here on YouTube early on, and I think it was when I first got monetized. But I mean, we're talking about like, when I first got monetized, maybe $40 a month. This is very early on, and I got flagged for linking. I forget the exact term that they said, or the exact sentence they gave me as to what the reason was, but it was basically linking to unsavory websites, which you would think of like like a scam website, porn, or like
Cheeks.
something. Exactly. But I was linking to Amazon, as I am today, as I have been every day that I've been doing this. And early on, it wasn't like affiliate links even, because I was new to YouTube. I didn't know anything about that. I was linking people to like cables that I used in videos. Like, if you want this USB cable for $4, like I'm gonna get 5 cents if I was even doing an affiliate link for it. I linked to that, and they said that I was linking to an unsavory website. Everybody links to Amazon everywhere. They suspended me for a week, and it was the same sort of deal. It was just like, I finally got through to somebody because I had a week to not edit videos or film videos, and I just called this number that I found for YouTube, and I finally got a lady that was literally leaving the company the next day, and she said, we're not supposed to tell you why this happened. In fact, we can't really tell you why this happened, but I'll tell you that this is just like a random, I forget what the term is, but basically what you said, it's bots that go through and you just got flagged for something and it's wrong. It's an error, but they're never going to reverse it. They're never going to admit wrongdoing. They're never going to explain it to you. And this is what you're going to get out of it. Take the week off, and there's nothing you could do about it. And I was like, I understand it. It sucks, but like, say that happened again today, any channel could disappear tomorrow because every channel links to something, and it's like, it's their platform. It's you're trying to build this, empire in a way, right? Like, we all want to find success on here for whatever reason. And, the ground isn't ours, it's their ground, and they
Real estate.
control.
Yeah.
The metaphor, Chase brings up this analogy, and it's right on. They own the ground. You own the home, but they own
it's
the
unsettling
land that
though,
it's on.
because like, I'm not on multiple platforms. This is it for me. I mean, now I have 2 channels, but this has been where I've spent 4 years now. So it certainly.
But I always say, and this applies to you, Rob. I always say to Chase, it's in YouTube's best interest to keep a guy like Retro Gaming Guy. That's So
this is 4 years ago when I was making them a whopping $40 a month. It's a little different now. Yeah, I do feel maybe
more secure and
somewhat,
insulated.
yeah, maybe more insulated than I was 4 years ago. But what is a couple $1,000s a month to to YouTube at the end
A
of the day? I
billion,
mean,
multi-billion. Yeah,
it's Google that owns YouTube, right? So what do
Yeah.
they care about $50,000 a month? And that's not what I make a month, but
Right.
my point is
Sure.
is they don't. What amount would phase them? They're getting 50% of what Mr. Beast makes every month. What's that?
Isn't that
A couple
insane?
$1,000,000?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
more than
nuts.
that, Chase. He makes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a machine, Mr. Beast. Again, my kids turned me on to him, and that's just. I don't even know what you'd call him. He's got a whole team. He's got an empire behind him.
An empire, yeah, that's what you'd call that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just, like I said, I took some time and then decided. I talked to some friends and they were like, "Well, you should just do a YouTube channel. Then everyone seems to kind of know you already."
Yeah.
I was connected to a lot of YouTube gamers already, anyways, and gaming channels.
Sure.
And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't feel comfortable being in front of the camera." And I liked the Facebook more because it was just like writing. I like being behind the written word more than the spoken word, and I felt like I could channel more passion, I guess, that way. But I took a
YouTube's not
month.
for everybody. It takes a certain type of person to do this. And
Rob, you made this a happy ending. Rob, you landed, you bounced back. Your growth over 9 months, you said it's been
I went
short of. Yeah.
I went from 48 subscribers to almost 3,100 already in 9 months. So that's not.
it's
That's
huge.
not-
I mean, it's huge.
That's
Yeah,
amazing, Rob.
I guess for under a year, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Rob. That's incredible.
Yeah, but it's been fun, but we'll see how long it goes. Like I said, it's only a year-long experiment right now, so just a social experiment.
Now, I got to ask you, what is this year-long experiment? Why is there some sort of an expiration date on this? I'm here till the end, baby.
Because
you better
it's
be here with me.
Because it's YouTube. What's my end game? I don't want to be like, I don't want to turn into everyone else, like the other YouTube channels where I'm never going to ask for money. I'm never going to have a Patreon. I'm never going to have, you know what I mean? And that's not a knock against anybody. My
It's just
goal
not you.
was,
I get it.
yeah, my goal was just to set out, see, like I said, I'm a guy sitting here playing video games, and I was like, you know what? How far could I get in the gaming community? How far could I get doing, like, going to expos, other YouTubers talking about me? Is that possible? Can I do that? Can an average guy just go and do that? And I gave myself a year to do that, and I've done it. So, and it's not a brag. It's just, I feel like
but if I could push back just a little bit, now people, they love you. They have subscribed in you, the brand, the person.
Love is a strong word. They like me.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
You become this person now in their Rolodex of YouTube personalities.
Yeah, I know, but there's other things to do out there in the world, and I guess now I've got this taste for what can I go do next. I did the Facebook thing. I did pretty well at that. I've been doing a YouTube thing and think I'm doing pretty well at that. What's next though? What can I do next? Where time's running out, man. You know, I don't know if I want to be in just a YouTube cage for another 4 or 5 years. There's a whole world out there, is all I'm saying. So
yeah,
you can take it with you wherever you go. I mean, you don't have to. And the cool thing is because you're not trying to do this as a job or a source of income. You don't have to keep a schedule. You can do one video a month. You can do one video every 2 months. You can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to, walk away completely unless that's what you want to do. And if that is, then, more power to you.
We'll find out, man. And everyone who's following along with me, man, they're gonna go on this journey with me. We'll see what happens.
For sure. I respect it because I talk about this all the time with people, this takes over people's lives, and I
it
I
can.
feel like I'm grounded with this in a lot of ways, and I think it's also because I'm married, I have kids here, I have a wife that could not care less about this world of YouTube, and
Well, she
you know,
supports you though. Yeah.
oh yeah, oh 100. I'm not. I don't mean it as in she doesn't support it, but she doesn't.
She's in the chat too. No, I'm just kidding.
she has been in the past, but I
I'm
haven't
just
seen her so far. But I have a life outside of this, so it's like I'm not totally consumed by it. But I do enjoy doing this, and I love every aspect of it. So
I think Chase, you're different though than other YouTubers that I know and have come across those, because I've always gotten that vibe from you, is that you don't have, there's not pressure for you. There's not this like, I need to do this kind of a,
Right.
you've got a great schedule. You've got a great thing going where you put out this one video. People are tuned in. I like how you do it, because you do come off as it's not consuming you. So
right,
I could
appreciate that.
I could see someone like you also just walking away and just
I
being
could
like,
tell.
Yeah.
I could tell you both. I marvel over the both of you, and I'll tell you why. Because your quality is great, but you do it alone, and I marvel over that. I wouldn't be able to do this alone. I would need help to do this. So the fact that you both do this on your own, I marvel over that. Seriously.
I'm just always
I
lucky,
appreciate
man. I'm very lucky, very appreciative of the people that support the channel, and I'll keep doing this. Obviously, they do mean a lot to me, and I don't obviously want to leave them hanging in the wind. But I also know there's a buttload of YouTubers out there, man.
There are.
So,
yeah, there's more and more every day.
yeah, you could swing a dead cat and hit another YouTuber just like me. So, because
That's not true.
Bill, am I doing any better? I'll be on YouTube until I figure out this friggin' audio. That seems to be lower for me than
Well,
you.
Danny came in here like the Joker, like the Agent of Chaos. He lit a match and said, "Joe, there's an echo," and said, "So long, suckers." So I want to watch mine back and see if there's this big an echo that he's talking about.
I gotta watch it back because I watched the I just did the the Marcus one, and I'm actually cutting it up into like some little shorts here and there, and I noticed that my audio is way louder than his, and I was about this close away from the mic, so to counter that, I'm like, let me stay back tonight, and apparently it's going the wrong way for me. So maybe you guys are too close to your mics, and I don't know. I don't know the science behind all this, but I did notice that Mark was quite a ways away from his. So maybe as long as I'm matching him, I'll be good next time, and I'll get real snug with you guys tonight.
When is your next when is your next live?
With Mark?
Yeah.
Thursday. We're gonna be Thursday, and we have one we're gonna be taking off, but my schedule is like totally crazy. He just dropped a bunch of new travel dates on me yesterday or this morning at like 1 a.m. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, but we're gonna be live the next 2 Thursdays, I think, and then we have a little break.
Poor Papa, it's still like that. Here, let me try this. Does this help everybody?
I can't.
I think it's
Goes
the
really
same,
loud.
man. I
It's
don't
all
know.
the same to me.
For you two, it's the same. Did that help a lot? Should I even go further? Does that help?
Let's
Joe
just
is
let's
really
just all
loud.
agree
Rob is
that
good. Chase is
yeah.
a little low.
we'll just all
Better,
agree
lower. You see? Okay. See?
the chat loves Rob, and we'll just go with that.
Rob's good. Rob doesn't even have a mic, and he's just so
Yeah.
what? We're just gonna get rid of the
Rob crashed.
mics and
Yeah. it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I literally left the show, and I'm still doing better than you guys.
All right,
right?
so-
We got all this like high tech stuff, and what's even crazier is that Joe and I are on the same exact mic too. So it's just
It is weird.
gain levels. Yeah. So these are just like USB mics, but
So poor
we have a
Papa.
volume, and we have like the volume for our ears.
That worked, what I just did? Excellent. Is that better?
I think it's
All
good,
right.
man.
Joe's
I don't
game.
know. We could
So
spend
it's
the
all
whole
Joe's
time.
fault, is what I'm gathering. It's all Joe, and I'm fine over here. So
I think so.
that's how I'm taking it.
My
It
boy
is what
Bill's
it
in the
is.
house. Go sub to his channel, everybody, please. A gamer looks at 40. Just
Gamer
Oh,
looks at
yeah.
40.
yeah.
I'm sub to him too.
That's true. That's another thing that I've been dealing with Mark is like Mark will like come out like in the videos like screaming like it's promo time, and then like taper off. And with me, it's like we use the same exact setups, and I'm a little bit more subtle, like I guess, or level. So maybe that's part of it too. It's
It seems like everybody
Joe,
says this is better. So all right.
Joe, weren't you
Okay.
just in an interview with a gamer licks of 40?
Yeah,
Right.
he's got
Last week.
segments. Yep, he's got bits on his show. One is a bargain bin, Tales from the Bargain Bin, which is essentially like if you went to a video game store, you guys both know this. There was a bargain bin, lesser known games. So we talked about Frogger 2 for the Atari 2600, and it went really well. He's bringing me back on his program.
Nice. Yeah.
More regularly. Yeah. Chase
Okay.
is going to guest on the show as well
Nice,
this
see?
Friday. Yeah, it's all about connecting people, man. It's all about connecting people. And he's my best friend for 37 years from the old neighborhood, as we say.
Yeah.
Just a great guy. I'm not just saying that either because he's my
See,
best
you always
friend.
talk about everybody else, but I was like, well, Joe, you've been in something too recently. With so,
Yeah, no, I try to get out there.
Yeah.
I guested on the Cornercade. I guessed it on a couple different places. I'm not going to name drop, but yeah,
Right.
it's been really good, and that's the point. You know this, Rob. That's the point that we all try to do here. To connect each other, and at least that's what I did when I first launched
yeah,
6-7
absolutely.
months ago. I just sent a real big net and said, "Hi, I'm new to the channel, YouTube, and if I can connect with somebody, that would be great." And for the most part, yeah, the majority of people were all definitely happy and more than willing to connect with me for sure.
Nice.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Did
Yeah,
you you go to the bathroom too?
Yeah. It's my mic drop moment. No, I forgot to swap out my battery on here, so like everything kind of craps out at the same time. Yeah, I was actually filming a couple review videos earlier today and totally forgot to swap out the battery. So I was like, oh, there's my notice right there. As soon as you go black off the screen. You're not
Hey,
slamming my
PNX World is in the chat. PNX World, welcome. They're just subscribed to them recently.
Nice. Have to check
They're a
them out,
newer
too.
channel. I think they're new. I'm not sure. The Arcade Roundtable.
Have to check that out.
Yeah, they're nice. They're nice folks.
I'm back now, B-Rad.
Ironically enough, nothing's happened to me yet, and we stress yet.
I know
Just
you're next. We both dropped out tonight.
Yeah.
Mine was all my error though. Mine wasn't random. No, I had the kids tonight myself for a couple hours, so I didn't do my usual prep. That's the one thing I overlooked. I actually swapped out the battery on the monitor because I have a monitor over my camera that I use just so I can make sure that it's actually working. I've done that a few times where you record and you realize that nothing actually recorded, or you weren't in like the frame properly. So I got one of those to fix that, but swapped the battery on that, but not the actual camera. So.
I better be B-Rad. I threw an Ethernet cord half a
You're the
football
only
field out the
safe
window. Yeah,
From a second floor window.
I better be.
How much extra feet? How many extra feet do you have?
You don't ever want to know. I got to go back. and because now it's ridiculous. I've
His
got
whole
to go
floor
back.
right now is just an Ethernet cable.
No,
just
it's outside.
wound
Yeah, basically, I got to go back and get a smaller one. I got 150 feet. I think I really only needed 50 feet, so it's about 100 feet extra that I don't need. But
Well, I texted him and he was like, I don't know. I think the Jets were playing when I texted him. He was like, I don't know, 400 feet. I'm like, what do you have, a compound? What do you 400 feet away from your house?
yeah, I didn't know. I didn't. So, but like the more I did realize that it was probably 50 feet. Close, William. Close. It's our next favorite is children. You should know this. Demolition, or your next favorite, I should say. Bill was a Road Warrior guy. I was a Demolition guy. That's a
Road Warriors for me. Over
Demolition poster. that this
Good
fine
night to
gentleman.
Brian. Hey, good night, Brian. Real quick, sorry.
Good night, Brian. No.
Night, Brian.
Yeah, he's a good dude. There's a question if we have time. I don't know what
Yeah.
we're doing on time, but if you had to suggest one, where'd it go? There's a lot of people chatting here.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, if you would all have to suggest one arcade must-have for a game room, what would that be?
Ooh, this is
That's
a
a good
one.
question.
I like that.
One. You get one.
Only one. That's not an arcade then, but if you're limited on space, okay. I'll let you guys go first.
Pac-Man is my choice because
that's
everybody
a good
can
one.
jump into it. Right? Yeah. I mean, if it's just for me, probably Sinister or something else. But Pac-Man, everyone can enjoy it. Everyone, no matter your age, could pick it up and.
I would. I'd be doing a disservice to my friend Brian Colin if I didn't say Rampage. So I'm going with the
Good
Rampage.
choice.
And you've got
Great
a
choice.
page behind you too. So
Yeah.
you're-
Oh, that's I know. And my signed picture from Brian. So
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say Pac-Man too, but that now I got to change it up because Joe beat me to it. But Pac-Man, again, I think you were spot on with that because it's for everybody, right? Everybody can play it regardless of age, so you got to have that in there. What's another one that would?
It's like
Grandma. I mean,
you.
a kid. Yeah.
I would guess I would say NBA Jam because I think that's also something that like it's not incredibly complex. It is for Joe if you're at Retro World, I suppose, but
You don't get down with the NBA Jam, Joe?
I do.
he
He beat
lost
me.
to
Is why
me.
he's saying
Fair
that.
and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
beat himself on that one. I beat him at NFL Blitz, and that was I got him on that one, but he got himself with NBA Jam, so I got to throw it in his face a little bit.
There's
And he
nothing-
beat me.
There's nothing funnier than dunking on somebody with Bill Clinton.
He whooped me so bad in 3 games. 3 games at Retro.
Three, I
World.
thought it was just two. What was it?
No, there was 2 basketball games we played. There was what was the other one?
Oh, but we stopped that early. We let it. We only did like 1 quarter because the
but
buttons
you were
weren't
leading.
working.
I don't forget that. That counts. You were leading in that game.
You had never
And
played
then-
it before, so I'll give you a pass on that one. But
Now-
it doesn't matter.
When
Still
we
got
do
you on the
play
other two.
virtual tennis, I'm going all out. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty well practiced on that. I jump into Virtua Tennis on every single mini PC I review.
Yeah. Well, the next time we're going to do a live. Yeah, Rob, you may have heard
Okay.
Chase is going to tattoo me. We're going to do this live on a stream. I'm putting the screws to him. If anyone should be backing out of this, it's me.
go.
I
Joe's
agree,
revved
but
up.
I'm trying
And
to be the adult in the
he
situation.
should be the one that's like, you coward, you
Get him.
yeah, I can't even say it.
Joe's revved up, man.
Yeah.
Took us an
I'm
hour
trying to
and
be the
50
adult in
minutes.
this situation. I'm trying to make good decisions for
What else is
him.
new? Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
We were
Hey,
talking
Rick.
about getting the 7th cabinet, and Chase, I went into a tirade, and he finally says, "You know what, Joe? I understand where Michelle's coming from." I wanted to scream. I was like, "What?"
Well, he was spiraling very rapidly.
Hey, big shout out to my friend Canadian Gamers in here too. Glad he popped in.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a channel great up in the Great White North there.
Oh, Canadian Gamer. There we go.
Yeah.
God's
There
country.
we go.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, he's
And
got
for-
some good stuff, man.
Awesome. I'll have to check him out.
Yeah,
That's the thing. That's the thing when we bring Retro Rob into the mix here, we end up with like 30 new channels that we have to check out, and they're all awesome. That's the thing. He was like, "Man, I'm so sorry I'm bombarding you with new people." I'm like, "No, this is great. There's so many amazing ones. It's tough."
Exactly.
Try and
But
keep
so-
up with them though, man. That's the
Yeah.
hard part. You know, you want to watch everybody's stuff and you want to help.
Exactly.
The best thing you
Yeah.
can do for content creators, honestly, man, is at least just comment and like, even if you're just saying great vid, even if you don't get to watch all of it, you know.
sure.
That's why I
Yeah.
try to do the most of, because dude, it's hard, man. Everybody's got a video. Like
Yep.
everyone's my friend and everyone's got a YouTube channel. So
You're right, Rob.
Yeah, your circle gets bigger and bigger. It seems, but yeah, it's awesome to. I mean, you weed out like the weirdos and and the schmucks for us. So I mean that works out great because we aren't always the best with that ourselves. But you haven't steered us wrong yet, so we appreciate that.
I try, man. I try. Yeah.
And Marvelous, that's WrestleFest is a great one. I got that up on the WrestleMania cabinet behind me because that makes sense, I guess. But I love that game. But that's not for everybody, I don't think, because it's a little bit more difficult to maybe not when you're first jumping into it, but it gets harder and harder.
It's hard if you're
when
new.
You know, when you, especially in tag teams as you advance to the final stages, it's a frustrating one, you know. So I wouldn't say it's for everybody. Chase, will there be a live chill event for 30 million views? For
Chase.
Me?
Yes.
Holy crap, you are so close, man. That's nuts.
Really?
Wow, 30 million views on your channel? Maybe you are NBC.
News to me. Seriously? 30 million views?
Wow.
Let's say that again because these are for people sitting way in the back. 30 million views.
Where do you find this data? Because
you got to go on your YouTube and then you select more about this channel and it'll tell you down at the bottom what your views are.
Oh, I don't. I'm always looking at like.
I'm closing in on you, buddy. I got 127,000 right now. I'm gonna get you.
Look at that.
I want to focus on Bill's comment here. Can we focus on Bill? Gamer looks at 40.
Yes. Where is it here? Bill Tucker.
One positive comment can make the difference between a creator continuing and quitting.
Yep.
Always worth
That's
leaving
awesome.
a comment.
I love that.
Yeah, that's why I said if you can't, if anything, just say something. You know, especially if you're a friend of the channel, you know, you're helping that algorithm. That's the hard thing to fight right now on YouTube or anything.
It is, yeah.
And the psyche of the creator. Absolutely.
That too as well. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, it's Linda.
Linda, what's going on?
Linda.
I'm not trying to be weird. I love her, but not in that sense.
Platonic. Mm-hmm.
I think I already creeped her out today because my comment got double commented on her video this morning. I don't know if that was just an error on YouTube, but it looked like I really liked her stuff.
I love Linda
too. That's even better for the algorithm. Then
might
be creepy for her, but
I saw her at Milwaukee and I chickened out, man, because I didn't want to like fanboy run up to her and be like, "Oh, can I get a photo?" You know how that is, right? And also too, like when you go to these expos and you yourself are a YouTuber and you want to meet these other YouTubers, it almost feels like you're trying to give them your mixtape.
Right.
It's true. That's good.
And I'm not, man. I just want to meet them.
Yeah.
But I'll meet her eventually and I won't chicken out next time. So
yeah, Chase, you never answered that person. Are you going to do something special when you hit 30 mil?
I guess it's all news to me. That's why I didn't really have an answer. But yeah, I don't know when that will be or how long it takes. I literally had no idea that was even, in the cards there. So that's awesome. And congrats to Yestier, close to 24 million. That's awesome. And
wow,
I know you're sub to the Buff Bagwell channel too. So thank you for the support over there. I've seen your channel over there. So
what's
really that.
Did anybody watch his channel?
I have not looked at any channels lately, but
okay.
I'm going to have to check it out for sure.
Yeah, 24 million views. Must be something cooking over there.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's I know what it takes to get somewhere in that realm, and it takes a lot of time and effort. So we will definitely check you out, Yestier. And all the other channels too. I'm gonna go back and make note of all these as well because I've been just not watching a whole lot of content lately, to be perfectly honest. And my algorithm's like totally off. Now I'm trying to like jump between the Bagwell channel and this channel because I've watched a lot of wrestling stuff, and sometimes I'm like, oh damn, I'm on the wrong account, and it's just throwing off the algorithm on both sides for viewing anyways. So
yeah, it's wild how it does that.
Chase, how many subscribers do you over here? I think everybody else that knows my stats and numbers better than me. There we go. Michelle's got it covered. 108,000.
Yeah, wow.
I literally have no
Michelle's
idea.
a bigger fan of Chase than me. I don't know how that happened. But...
Well, to be fair, she said we were all handsome though, so I'll take it.
That's true. I'll take it too.
Excellent. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
108,000. All right, sweet. Yeah, I'm all over the place. I don't look at, and Joe is always giving me a hard time about this, and with the plaque too. He's like, "Why don't you?" I don't think 2 days go by without him giving me like a
If
a
I
rant
got that
as to
plaque-
not showing the plaque.
I would make it a necklace.
I
I'd
was
walk
gonna
around
say,
the mall with
He's
it.
gonna wear
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I'd go
To
to
be
bed
fair, I
with
hear
it
this
in
a
my
lot by
boxers.
people.
I'd be so obnoxious. You saw what I did with the baguette. I would walk around the house with it. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how to
I
respond.
greet the mailman with it.
I ha-ha'd that thing, and that was it. I was like, and then I moved on. Your dog's face said enough.
His
Oh,
dog's
like,
calling
oh,
the ASPCA right now.
Yeah, I was like, what do I say, man?
Yes. Yes.
Oh man.
What do I say?
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, ha. There you go, buddy.
You didn't have to say anything.
I know.
We
but
don't want to leave
don't-
you
I don't
just
want-
on your own with that.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't care.
yeah. You're just
I
like,
don't
oh,
care.
I guess Chase
So,
and Rob.
most of my performances are for an audience of one, so it's fine.
You're like, oh, I guess Chase and Rob just aren't into this kind of humor.
Into the sixth grade humor.
They all don't land, I guess. Back to the drawing board.
Oh God.
No, I always, I don't know. I feel weird. Like, I don't know. I'm not that guy. I'm like Rob in that sense. Like Rob would have it tucked away as well. So like, I know he relates to me on that one.
I'd hang
It's
it
just
behind the
there's no, like-
toilet,
There you go.
right above the tank,
There's
man.
no space for it. There's no room, and it's like, I don't know.
Keep me humble, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
Demonetized. It was a very vague reference to what he was doing, but I think Baguette just kind of, I think people figured it out very quickly.
I do that every time she goes shopping, and she'll come back with like a cucumber or something like that. It's great.
Well, you're keeping yourself young, I suppose. That's good.
She'll be like, "Don't you ever this joke, Joe?"
It's gonna backfire on you though when you're 80
Yeah.
and you're not gonna know why you're doing it.
Yeah, it'll be a
Grandpa's
little
in
bit
the
less
kitchen
cute, a little
again.
more demented.
Someone get the baguette away from Grandpa.
They'll warn each other about me. Don't go in the kitchen. Uncle Joe's in there with the eggplant.
God, again.
Oh, you're gonna end up in the home sooner rather than later, Joe.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Hopefully, we're not demonetized.
No, I think she
No,
said
that was-
demon, right?
Demonized. Oh, I saw. See,
Demonized. Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I was thinking demonetized.
No.
I'll
no.
probably have a little strike later today too. Little red circle with a slash through it.
Nah. Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, we always have a good time on this show. There's a lot of always
Always.
joking around. Oh.
Yeah, we don't take it too seriously, and that's the I think that's the recipe for it for us anyways. Like we don't have an agenda. Like we've had a couple guests on there like, so what are the talking points? I'm like, dude, we don't take it that seriously.
There's no script.
I mean, I actually for Buff last week I had like a whole screen of like we're gonna do this, and this, just because I was a little we've gotten close with each other, but doing something on screen there's a different element to it, and we didn't touch on a single thing that I had written down, and I was like, this is awesome because I can.
But that's
do
the
this,
mark
you
of
know?
yeah, exactly.
Just off the cuff is the way to go, and
Yeah.
well, that's
I think
generous.
I think
Chaser
people
Price.
really are in tune to that too, because you want to make this. We're all just like hanging out. It feels like
Right.
we're just hanging out, right? Oh, Tuesday night, you're just with some buds. We're just joking around. Oh, I have no idea what's going on, but she's
So that's
already
my wife.
regretting.
That's my wife. So there
Oh,
you go.
oh, yeah. I just saw the last name.
Aaron, ask Michelle. She'll tell you when she comes back grocery shopping. I have some fun.
Aaron, I'd also like to add that Chase has had said nothing but kind words about you this entire.
Yes.
Always. Otherwise,
You're
I'm
an
not going to be able to walk
angel,
up the
madam.
stairs.
All
Now
right.
it sounds
now-
forced. Like I put a gun to you guys.
no,
to
no.
say
Both of you
that.
guys are in the clear now. You're good to go.
Beautiful.
Good night, Bill. Take care.
Good night, Bill.
There we go. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on Friday. So I'm doing we're recording his podcast on Friday. which
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
looking
look forward to watching that with you guys.
He actually reached out a while ago and he was doing one. I think it was on what was he doing at the time, Joe?
Final Fantasy.
Final. I was gonna say Castlevania. Yeah, I think you're right. It's Final Fantasy. And he was like, and you could talk about like your experience with it. And I was like, damn, I have literally like, there's so many games that I have experience with. That one I have never played more than like, a couple minutes. I just never got into that one. So I felt bad because he was doing like a deep dive into like every one of the titles and the whole franchise. And I was like, I just would not do you any good at all on that.
For Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't.
I
He
just
balanced-
never got into it. Yeah.
You see, I say like, oh, I got engaged and I got married, and I use that as an excuse of falling out of gaming. But Bill has proven he's always stayed into it. He's always stayed into the scene, and he's got kids. He's married. We live the same lives.
His wife's into gaming too, though, because they do Twitch together, right?
You know what, Chase? That's the thing. Like, that's one interest, one hobby, I should say, that I don't share with Michelle. So when your wife is into it, I think it's easier to maintain. That's that's probably it.
For the kid's sake. But the dog, whatever.
Oh man.
That dog's got PTSD, man.
Now, does Michelle game though? Does she play games?
No.
She was talking about I think it was NES earlier. She was sharing her.
Yeah, she's got a sad.
But we didn't. We were like.
She's got a sad story. She was into video games, and her stepfather had said he just didn't understand. He didn't understand.
Sure.
And he said, you play too much of these, and it was just gone. One day she woke up and it was gone. It's really tragic when she tells me the story. It's terrible. I went through something similar, not with my parents. In school, I went through something similar with comics. Don't read comics; these will rot your brain.
Yeah.
So and then ever since then, she never got back into the gaming.
That sucks.
Well, I think we all grew up with that. Like, games are going to rot your brain, and it'll never do you any good. And
Comics.
Now we're three idiots on screen based around gaming, and we all make money to some extent from it. So I guess we're wrong. It's a crazy time though. Like, you can't even tell your kids like, don't play these games. You'll never amount to anything. It'll never do you any good, because there's people out there. We're unfortunately not among them right now, but there's people out there that make an obscene fortune from games. Just playing games online. So
I can only imagine that like 100 years ago or hundreds of years ago, they must have said the same thing about canasta or chess. You know what I mean? And then it's the newer generation afterwards that realizes this is developing intelligence, this is developing memorization, hand-eye coordination. And it's the same thing with comics. That was a big taboo, in the 80s. Like, comics will rot your brain. The adults didn't realize I should just be happy that this kid's reading.
Yeah.
I mean, some comics were bad. I don't want to just paint with a broad brush.
Yeah,
but
Linda makes a good D&D. That's a perfect one. Dungeons and Dragons, man.
Okay, perfect example. Yeah,
was satanic and all kinds of other stuff. They were like trying to, and also, if Mrs. Dietz, if she's watching, I did make it on my own. So in ninth grade, I took food for modern living, and she said I would never be able to live on my own.
And while we're at it, Mrs. Clark.
Just airing out all grievances. Yeah. Go ahead, guys.
This is like
this is therapy tonight,
Mr. Costanza. Yeah,
feels so good.
And for everybody else too, Jen Masters getting some stuff off his chest too. I love it. This is
my mom threw out
good
Mad
for all
magazine.
of us.
Okay, I mean, Mad was considered. What else?
Mad was
Garbage
like
Pail Kids. Yeah, go
Mad
ahead.
was like what the Onion is today.
Yes.
Kind of like we love the Mad magazines, man.
For sure. For sure. I mean, I bought into it too. I mean, I could have 20 years ago, I would have never predicted that people would be making a living, you know, with gaming channels or just playing video games, because there's streamers that make just, you know, they jump into, you know, their favorite video game, Fortnite even, and they make an insane amount of money. It's
nuts.
crazy, but it's also very cool at the same time. It's like, but it's tough if you have kids, and we all have kids. It's like, how do you tell your kid that they need to do their homework and that they need to go to college and they need to do all these things that we were taught? Because realistically, you have other options now that you didn't have when we were kids. It puts you in a tough spot as a parent.
Well, that's what I realized with Fortnite, Chase. You touched on it, like, because when that came out, my kids were 8 and 6, and there were other parents that were trying to get in my ear. You know,
In what way?
They shouldn't be playing this. Look at
Oh,
this,
yeah.
Joe. Headshots, guns. Look how this girl's dressed. And because I've got that deep-rooted 9-year-old in me, it's like I was trying to like fight for the kids.
You're trying to push them off so you can grab the controller. I know.
Well, but I didn't want to turn into to Mrs. Clark, or, you know, or
Right.
Or,
yeah. No, that's a good point. He didn't want to like.
I didn't want to become Sister Fran.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so like, you know what I mean? So like, and then I realized there was a social element to it. Like, if I say no to this, they don't just play the game, they communicate with their entire class.
Yeah.
So I would tell Michelle, like, if we say no to this, we're cutting them, you know, we're like ostracizing the kids. So
Yeah, I'm a terrible father. I let my kids were watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia with me. Like they probably they're like grown people at this point. So like,
But I think that's good. Like that's how we've been. That's how my parents were with me. I think that I don't know, I just don't buy into that whole thing that they're going to see this and now somehow their behavior is going to depreciate or whatever. And you know, I just don't think it works that way. Maybe with some it does, but I haven't encountered it.
It's hard because too, as a parent, like I've always treated my kids like I've talked to them like grown folk, raising them, but I've also disciplined them. You know, they get repercussions. They're gonna see what the real world is like. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they're gonna sneak. They're going to access stuff beyond anything we can prevent them at this point. In this day and age, it's hard to be a parent and stop your kids from seeing what they're going to see. So what I let my children watch is something I'd rather watch with them than them trying to sneak it and watch it on their own. If that
I
makes
like
sense.
that, Rob.
Right.
Yeah,
Because then there's kind of I don't want them to be so desensitized basically that they just watch anything and they're just right.
Yeah.
So it's hard though, because they're going to sneak what they're going to sneak. They're going to go to their friends' houses. They have so much technology at the grasp of their hands now. They can watch and do things that just beyond what we could have imagined, you know? So it's hard. I mean, it's really hard. You just got to hope that they come out unscathed.
It starts in the house, Rob. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
If you raise them right,
yeah.
and Chase, you know this too, with morals and decency, it doesn't matter with the outside world. If they try to deform them, they're going to be that person.
Yeah, my kids watch when they were younger. When they watch Always Sunny with me, they understand that that's a TV show and that it's ridiculous, right? The scenarios in that show are just ridiculous. They're still the same kids that hold doors open for people. They still say sir and ma'am to parents. My kids are on a good track. So I think doing what I did was better than them just doing it without me. So I don't know.
And you judge too. Like, you know, that's at a very young age, at least I was like from other parents, like, really, Joe, Terminator 2, RoboCop? He's 7 years old. Like, you're judged. Like, at least I was
RoboCop?
with other parents.
Dude, my dad let me watch RoboCop when I was like, I think 10 or 11.
Dude,
RoboCop's brutal. It's at times though.
Yeah.
I saw Aliens when I was 7.
Yeah.
Chase watched Braveheart when he was young. Like, we turned out okay. So
We've all messed up. They've all messed up with us. I mean, it is what it is.
Right? We're fine. I mean, nobody.
South Park was a that was That was a lot at that age. Yeah.
That was different.
Yeah. So my kids, they watch that now. But my boys, are like 17, 15, and my daughter's 12. So my daughter doesn't care about South Park. My boys like it, but they're at the age where it's like, whatever,
Celebrity Deathmatch. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
But that's claymation. I mean,
right.
yeah.
Right. That takes me back though. I love that show.
Yeah.
That was awesome. One of those things. They had a game or two as well. I remember they weren't great games, but they just embraced everything controversial. You had like Marilyn Manson in there, Tommy Lee. You had, I think, Madonna
Stone
was in
Cold?
there, Rodman,
Yeah.
Stone. There you go. Yep.
Linda the gamer girl watched Nightmare on Elm Street at a birthday party when she was 6.
Wow.
Linda, was
All
it
right.
was it a theme party too?
So she
Everyone's dressed like Freddy Krueger.
she must be our age then. Okay.
I couldn't tell honestly how old she is, so she'd have to disclose that. Which I don't. With ladies,
Well,
it's a
Nightmare on
delicate-
Elm Street, unless unless it was probably
What's
an
that?
older movie.
84, 85?
But she could have. It could have been just like a popcorn movie. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hard to say. She looks super young, so I don't know.
You never know these days.
I'm gonna be turning 49, man. That's crazy.
Wow. When's your birthday? Is it coming up?
Nope, July.
Okay. We just
Rob,
missed
you're a
it
Leo?
then.
I'm a Cancer, which is probably what I'll die from. That's my whole family died of cancer. So
No.
way to bring it down. Let's go back to that baguette.
Yeah. That'll
Well,
bring
if
it
you
up.
do get it, Rob, there'll be a cure by then. Let's
Yeah,
think
maybe.
of it that way.
She was born in '86, so I got
Oh,
10
she's
years
closer to
on
my
her.
age than you guys.
She's
Yeah.
38. Yeah.
Okay, I would say she looks pretty young, man. So
Demolition
Hey.
Man was my favorite.
that's a
movie
bud.
as
That's a bud
kid.
of mine, Shane, man, who I just found out last
Nice.
night. We were talking on Xbox. He's a Texas fan, so hook 'em
Awesome.
horns, baby.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Demolition Man was good. Are they doing a sequel to that? I think they are.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they are doing a sequel to that. So that'll be. I don't know if Wesley's coming out for it or what, but yeah, I mean Stallone loves his sequels and
Dude, I hope, man. I
beyond,
hope
so
he
that'd be
came
cool.
out for Blade, man. So for the new
Yeah.
Deadpool,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
man,
be cool.
that'd be awesome. Do you think Taco Bell will still be the franchise, the go-to franchise in the movie, the sequel?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No. Whoever's got top dollar to pay for the on-screen time.
Yeah,
Right.
they'll have to change the joke.
Could we
Yeah.
have what Sandra Bullock would have to come back for that? Who else? There's a lot of
Sly?
big names.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta have Dennis Leary in there. That would be cool.
Mhm. That's right.
Who was that guy?
I'm a huge fan of his.
Wow, what's that? Adam Sandler's friend. He was in there too.
Rob Schneider. Yeah.
Rob Schneider. Yeah,
Rob
yeah.
Schneider.
Yep.
Well
Yeah.
done.
He's
Yeah,
been
he
in a
could
lot, he
come
was in a
back.
lot of stuff back then in the 90s too. He was in Seinfeld a little bit. He was in obviously Home Alone. Great role in that.
Yeah, he was everywhere.
Yeah, he was all over the place.
You know, his daughter's a famous singer.
I didn't know that. No,
I didn't know that.
Country music.
really? I
Yeah,
didn't know.
she's like, I don't know. I only know because of my wife. Otherwise, I had no idea.
Wow.
Obviously, right? I don't go down the. Who's hot in country today?
Well, you're in Texas. Is that like? Am I stereotyping with that, or is Texas? I feel like Texas would have like a big country music.
Austin's
sort of
become
scene.
more New York than New York, from what I
That's
heard.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's
That
a
has evolved.
it's a weird vibe. Country music for sure is top billing here. I do like some country. Don't get me wrong, but I've got to have like piano. I like piano country. I like fast
Okay.
country.
Okay.
Cody Johnson. I'm really big into Cody Johnson right now. So, but I don't like that slow where everything's dramatic. There's a tear in my beer. My truck blew up. My dog's
Yeah.
dead. Like it just and it goes on forever.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I can't do that. I need
I'm with
fast
you.
pace, feel good. You know.
Well, I feel like country now is mostly pop music with just like a southern sort of draw to it. I don't know.
You're
Yeah,
right,
it's got-
Chase.
It's got that element to it now. Yeah, it's going
like
kind
Post
of away.
Malone had just put out a country album, and I feel like he fits in perfectly with that because he's pop and he's from Texas or
Yeah,
grew
he's
up in Texas, but
yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's at a weird time. I don't know. It's become too commercial for me to. I used to like it more than I do so now. But nothing against Post. I like Post Malone, but yeah,
I
it's
think
just
he's super talented, man.
I think he's amazing.
Yeah.
We've discussed this, Chase.
yeah. I didn't get it at first, and not because of the tattoos. I mean, I fall into that as well, but just didn't get like the genre of music. But what really drew me to him was him. Like his interviews and stuff, and like that
Yeah,
he's
he's
insightful and he's just genuine. Like it really
Very
it
nice.
seems like
Yeah.
exactly. Just
Yeah.
seems like a very good guy.
He
So,
did an interview with Jimmy Fallon one time. They did it at Olive Garden, and I still love seeing that video of how excited he was about the endless breadsticks.
yeah, he seems just like a regular dude. And
Yeah,
And-
exactly. Just a
Yeah.
guy.
Like
Yeah.
he just like when someone gets excited about stuff like that, and then just like the wine they have at Olive Garden, which is god awful, but he was like,
Terrible.
he's like, it's cheap though, and it's bottomless. He's like, we can drink all we want, like, like you're
He
a
was just
king
on,
at Olive Garden.
yeah, he was just on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and I didn't finish it yet, but he was talking about like boxes of wine, and I was like, this guy has like not billions, but millions and millions of dollars, like probably one of the most successful artists of the
Yeah.
last decade, and he's talking about like cheap wine in a box. It's just
I'll tell you, box wine has come a long way.
It's not bad, Chase. Some of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So you like vino, Rob? Yeah.
I
Box
did
wine.
before I quit, but when I quit alcohol, obviously I didn't. I haven't gone back. I do miss some glasses of wine at dinner though, for sure. If I was gonna miss anything,
yeah.
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
a wine guy. Wine's,
we grew up with the Chianti baskets on our table,
Yeah, the table wine. With
and then
pasta. Yeah.
my mom would turn them all into candle holders.
Oh, that's cool. My mom didn't do that. Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yes. Yeah, the old Chianti. My dad also liked yeah, you remember that Rossatini, the big old jug, the glass
Yeah.
jug? Oh my god, my old man would put that down like Kool-Aid, man.
Macaroni Grill went out of business. That was another Metagon Italian wannabe chain.
Yeah, I'd ate there
Yeah.
a couple times. Yeah.
I'm looking up for you if Demolition Man is officially getting a
Yeah, we got to back up that statement.
it looks like it is in talks. I'm not seeing. I think that Stallone said it was being made, but I'm seeing a lot of conflicting stories here. But the last one here is October 20th of last year, and they said we're working on it right now. And Sylvester Stallone teases Demolition Man 2. So I don't know. I feel like if he's teasing it, then he has the power to make that happen. Especially right now with the whole I almost said Tiger King, but
Did you
Tulsa
see
King.
the Goonies sequel?
I won't watch that. I'm so upset.
I saw
upset by
Beetlejuice.
that, Rob.
I saw the new Beetlejuice, and I know that Rob and I talked about this.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it.
I
wasn't-
liked it. But could you
I wouldn't go
wait
see it again.
could you wait for it on video though? That's what my point was.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
yeah.
I feel like it's one of those. It's like a feel good film. It's not an epic. It's not. It's not going to be a classic like the first one.
Right.
I enjoyed myself. It was funny. It was
Chase likes
fun.
the theater though. That's why. Like I'm the same
No,
way.
hands
Yeah.
down. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
We have a great one here. We got reclining leather seats that are heated.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
Love
awesome.
it. Yeah, the cinema's a great experience. I
love it.
I think what I liked most about the newer movie too is they added more depth and an actual more solid storyline to it, like a longer storyline, where you had to be like, oh, okay, that I saw that coming,
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Right.
It was good. It was really good. I don't know about a second Goonies though. I feel like at this
That's-
point they're gonna get like a treasure map to where their meds are at the home, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like
They're all
that's too
pretty
far.
old, man.
When it's kids like that, I just don't think that it will
These
work.
are
It doesn't work, Chase. It doesn't
Yeah.
work. That was
But
special.
maybe we'll eat our words. Who knows? It
They
could
were
be one of
kids, and that was special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think though maybe my theory is they'll have kids themselves who will go on an adventure.
Sure.
Yeah,
Right?
that's like
And-
that's like remaking Sandlot. It just doesn't,
I
and they
know,
did that.
I know.
It just
Or
doesn't,
Mighty
it doesn't
Ducks,
work.
right.
You
That's
know,
right.
that's like it becomes like a straight to DVD. And that's probably a dated way of saying it now too. But like you get your straight to DVD release like that. I feel like that's how that plays out.
I have
you
a
know?
debate with a friend. I want your opinions, Chase and Rob.
Sure.
If you were to rank in order of movie that you like: Mighty Ducks, Little Giants, and Sandlot. Rank them.
I mean, I'm going Sandlot number 1 all day.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go Mighty Ducks and then Little Giants.
Okay, I'll go Sandlot, Little Giants, Mighty Ducks.
Okay, so Chase is a little
just
Giant fan.
because I got into Mighty Ducks later than I did the other two. But I think Sandlot. I think everybody would have Sandlot as number 1. I could be wrong, but that's where I would put it. Maybe you're different, Joe, because you're a hockey guy.
I got Ducks number 1.
Yeah,
So-
I figured you were gonna. So that's why it's number 2 for me for hockey. But I think what like Chase is saying, Sandlot. We all relate to those kids. We were all those kids running around during the day, parents not knowing where we were, hopping on our bikes, getting into adventures, or like the Monster Squad or any of those movies back then. Yeah, definitely would go Sandlot number 1 because we were them. We were those kids.
We were the kids.
And I think
Right.
baseball is like the number 1 sport for the U.S., right? Did I make that up?
I don't know these days,
I
honestly.
think it's football now, Chase. But yeah,
Is
once
it?
upon a time it was baseball.
Once upon a time, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like at least when we were kids, probably baseball was number 1. So that's probably why it's most relatable. But
But they call it the national pastime. So I mean, that's
Okay,
still
yeah, so
that
that's what
nickname
I'm-
isn't going to go away. So
Right.
yeah.
yeah, so that's why I think that resonates with a stronger crowd. But
Yeah.
I would go to throw Rookie of the Year into the mix too. I think that
Yeah,
maybe
that's
a
hard
little
to-
bit later. I don't know. For me, that's a big one too. But I'm a
Yeah.
little bit later than you guys too.
Well,
So that was a movie that resonated with you. Interesting.
as a Cubs fan, I was happy with it because then it showed the Cubs in a good light for once.
They win the pen.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it was directed by, I'm going to blank on his name now, but what was his name? Joe, you would probably know the guy that played Marv.
Marv.
Oh.
He's the director of that movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He was the narrator in Wonder Years too.
Yeah, he's in it. He's the one that gets stuck between the doors in the hotel.
Yes.
Hot ice. Yeah.
You know who was also in it in an uncredited role?
Who's that?
John Candy.
You were right. That's true. I remember that.
John
Angels in the
Candy's like
Outfield.
salt. He makes everything better.
Even family photos, right?
Hey, I know that's Fox. That's Fox is a good dude, man. What's up, Fox? John Candy
Welcome,
photo.
Fox.
I'm telling you, Joe, I want a photo of me in
Daniel
the house
Stern.
too, man.
Thank you, B-Rad. Daniel Stern.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Joe, we got the same goatee hair. We got everything, man. I could totally blend in a photo.
Sure. Why not at this point? It's my twin brother.
I have never asked you for anything.
Oh God.
This is my one
I can't
ask.
believe we've been going for 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
guys. Oh
if you
my
guys
God.
got to go, man, we can bounce. Sorry.
I didn't even realize it's been that long.
Yeah,
Wow.
because we joke so much. We have a
Well,
lot
we
of
have this, and for the audience here,
fun.
sorry guys, and there's gonna be people that watch this later on too, because it seems that we get a lot of people that watch
We get
these after.
Yeah.
The majority do, because it's a tough time, and I didn't realize that because we deal with a lot of people on the East Coast or in the middle of the country, and I always forget about the West Coast where it's like we're starting when they're just getting out of work. Like that's a tough time to join us. So yeah, there you go. Well, we appreciate the support on here, guys. It's
You guys
amazing.
are awesome.
But I don't even know where I was going with that now. But I'll end it with a thank you to everybody for certainly watching and hanging with us. But yeah, I don't know. I lost my train of thought completely with that one. But
I'm not shaving my head, poor Papa. So just to be clear there.
That's funny.
We'll just
going
both wear
on?
hats in the picture.
there you go. Oh. Well, thank you guys all so much tonight. I really appreciate you guys. I know these guys appreciate you as well. It's always been a blast. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was going to apologize to them because this has just been about us tonight. Like, not that we ignored anybody, we didn't, but we just always get caught up in conversation, and we are all texting constantly as well. So it's just like I don't know. I feel like it's like a family reunion when the three of us get together. So
I agree.
the conversation just goes wherever it goes, and it's a blast for us. Hopefully it's enjoyable for everybody else. If not, we apologize, but always fun to chat with both of you guys. It's always a blast.
Right back at you.
Yep,
Yeah,
agreed.
so-
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.
Yep. Good night.